it's even surprising that we're not actually emphasizing on this a lot. So again, thank you guys for bringing this back to the fore, so that everyone can really talk about it, because this man, what secondary school certificate did he submit? In fact, I was reading something that Joe Biden posted earlier. I think he can't be found. The government secondary school, yeah, Oga, what set? They even want to organize party for him, as per our, how these schools can be now. Our what's the word now? Like your son, someone from your school is the governor of a state. Let's throw
Alma mater.
thank you, let's throw a party. Okay, what set, sir? The thing enter voicemail. Nothing to be found. So literally, this man is an enigma. Nobody knows nothing about him. In fact, we can all remember during their documentary that they did, that they had to go and steal our handsome governor, Governor Duke. And the man is such an ojukokoro person that of all the governors, to steal their
No, no, that is still they pay me till today. You know, go see for show more like picture. You know, go, people will resemble and go Donald Duke. No.
understand
Hi, ya,
of
ya, ya,
our
ya.
handsome governors. Now he goes to
Hi.
his picture. Man, it's not funny, but it's just for you to see the audacity of these guys, when they want to do these things that they do. So yes, guys, we need to keep tweeting about this. Please tweet about this, his certificate, the fact that his Chicago certificate is female. These are the issues. Whenever Festus Keyamo tweets any rubbish on his page, go and drop these are the issues for him. Tweet the fake certificate. Tweet, his drug, his drug certified true copies of the drug issues. Keep talking about these things, guys. Put these things at the burner. Don't let it die down, because these are the issues. And of course, again, just like our everyone has said, we are also going to put pressure on them, on the judiciary, to broadcast the tribunal live, and also for them to sit up and see that they end this case, before the 29th. All these cases pending against him, they have automatically suspended the constitution, and it's as simple as that. And Nigeria's constitution is supreme. Without that constitution, we don't have a nation. So we also need to let these guys know that we understand exactly what is going on. We are not idiots. They cannot sit down and fold their hands as though they are helpless, while our nation, our constitution is about to be upended. There is a constitutional crisis right now, and the judiciary has to sit up and do the needful. So guys, we need to keep talking about these things. And as for PDP silence, I'm so proud of obedience. I'm so proud of us. They opened, I saw, the old Roger opened a space. Labour Party's candidate is Kiniko, but see, all obedient have tweeted that if this man kills somebody, let him be arrested, and if he's found guilty, let him be convicted. We don't care to defend people that are criminals. I see them celebrating that man that went to Kano State, that in Kano State killed about 15 people. This man is out on bail, and he still won this election. And these children, evil children of the corn, are celebrating him. We would never do that. That is against everything that we stand for as obedience. We would never celebrate a criminal. So, and then last thing, guys, this one is not part of the topic, but please, obedience, especially our Southwest obedience, go and camp on GRV's timeline, because these guys keep, it's like they keep intimidating this guy. This guy cannot talk. They will tell him, you look at what you're saying. You can never be president, governor. You can, please go and camp on this guy's space and give these guys the woto that they need, because they keep trying to intimidate this guy. They want to stifle his voice, and it's not acceptable. So I end my submission here. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. God bless you all, and we will get back our mandate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nello. God bless you too. I didn't know that GRV is being attacked this way. So
He
please,
is so.
obedience.
Once the guys say anything, they will just swarm in there like bees. You will never be governor. You are this. You are not. You are not.
Thank you very much.
How
And not
dare you?
just GRV, his wife as well. The cyber attacks on those guys need to be actually repelled. Thank you very, very much for this. Continue. And also, he's even a private citizen. He's not a governor, so he does have the right to even block them as well. And I think that's something he constitutionally can follow up with. Thank you.
Uh, Zos, let
Hashtag
me say
Bola
something real
Tinubu
quick.
for prison. Bola Tinubu for prison is the first hashtag. Second one is Bola Tinubu is a drug dealer. And the
No,
third is to
committed perjury. Today
broadcast
is a different one. Committed perjury.
PEPT live. Please, guys, let us trend these hashtags. Saddam has posted it on the Jumbotron. So please let us copy it. And if you make a tweet, post it on your tweet. Please and please and please. We need to trend this hashtag. These are the little things that we do that aches these guys. It makes them to be unsettled. And it draws us closer to achieving our goals. Please let us make sure these hashtags trend so that when he sees it, possibly he can even get palpitation and maybe he will even collapse. If he collapses now, I'll be very happy. So please let us try to trend these hashtags so that we can make these people popular and make sure that they do what is right. Please, the hashtags are on the Jumbotron. Kindly engage it. Please and please and please. Our big handles, please, we need you to trend it. Please and please help us trend this hashtag. For those that drop banging tweets on a daily basis, please help us trend this hashtag. There is no
So,
rest for the
so please
wicked.
permit me to say one thing. I'm actually
Yeah,
running
put your
a
earpiece
poll.
again, Nello. You and this your
Sorry.
earpiece.
You
Eh?
need to listen now. Please, I'm actually running a poll on, should that's the PEP, the Presidential Electoral Tribunal, should it be should they do a live something, and is it going to help with transparency? So please, I need everybody to kindly, I want us to have like over 1 million, votes on that thing, so that at least our media houses will be first to pick it up, and first to keep talking about it. Please, I will share the link with you. If you can share it on the Jumbotron, guys, please go and vote. Thank you. All right.
Nello, you're doing a poll, and we are saying we want it to trend that they should tweet it. So which one we do now, Nello? We want this
Now we
thing
can do all of them now.
we want it to be broadcasted live. We want it broadcasted live. Let us see all the arguments. I was watching a video, I don't know if it was doctored, where a lawyer was trying to argue on the reasons why the proceedings should not be broadcasted live. And I was just laughing. I was saying, oh my God, these people think we are stupid. The guy was not making any sense. He was just stuttering. For a lawyer to be arguing that way, I was ashamed for him and his tutors in university. So these are the things that we need to see live. We need to hear how they are arguing these cases. Let us see, put them on the spotlight. Please let us trend these hashtags. Let the world know. The world knows already, but let the people in the Amazons let them know that Nigeria will not have a drug dealer as a president. Nigeria will not have a perjurer as a president, because anybody that perjures deserves 14 years in prison. Thank you very much. All right, let's go quickly to Akachi. Akachi, Akachi. Are you here, Akachi?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Emir Saddam, Sizzle, Zos, Jimmy, Real Ever Best. I see you all. This is my first time on the speaker session, and I'm so excited. I'm grateful. I want to say thank you to Emir Saddam, Sizzle, Zos, Otumba, Jimmy, for everything you guys have been doing for holding up the space, holding up the obedience movement, and everything. It takes a lot. I know the sacrifice people have put into this stuff. I don't want to say much. I just want to appreciate everybody. My first time to also say I've picked up my Labour Party membership card, and to encourage everybody in the obedient movement to also do so. I just want to say thank you for everything you guys do. When I come up later, I'm going to say much on another day's topic. But for today, I just want to say thank you. You guys are doing a great work. Real ever best. I see you. I met you once at the campaign. I just want to say you guys are doing a great job. Thank you. I yield my mic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Akachi. We really appreciate you coming up on the Violence space. Please help us retweet the space. Help us share the hashtags and let's push it up. We really have our best.
Ah,
Really
I
have our
beg go
best.
before you leave best go. I
You
beg,
don't drop, Steph. I don't see him again.
Jesus. What's happened? What happened? He dropped.
He dropped.
Okay. So let me just say this real quick, guys. Some people were actually meant to come up the speaker section to speak to us about this NSAS movement thing. Did you guys know that there are still some people being held back at the NSAS? They are still in jail right now. They refuse to give them bail. They refuse to take them to court. They're just being held back since NSAS. So people that are directly involved were meant to come up, but I checked them. They're not here. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, there will be another space to that will be held just to focus on that. I'll appreciate it if people can just attend the space and just give their support, because these guys have been there for the past 3 years just for coming out for protest. They've been there. Some people were released during and it's not just Lagos, it's all over the state, all over the country, different states all over the country. So it's just something I thought I should mention. But they were meant to come up and speak about it because they have in-depth knowledge of what is going on, the list of people, names of people still there, But yeah, it's worth mentioning now. We'll move on with the topic of today. Back to you now, Zos. Thank you.
All right, real ever best. Okay, let's move on. Real ever best. When you're ready to speak, just let me know. We move on quickly to a female. I'll take Onyinyechi, and after Onyinyechi, I'll take Otumba Dike. After Otumba Dike, we'll go with Dr. Olu. After Dr. Olu, we will now come to Rabbi. So please, guys, let's speak to topic and let's remember to trend the hashtag. Please, these two things are very important. These are our deliverables for today. Trending the hashtags and speaking to topic. God bless you, Onyinye. The space is yours. 5 minutes, please. And also, please remember, when you see the waving emoji, you know that you are required to wrap up your submission so we can bring up more speakers. We've got lots of speakers on the request section. People are in my DMs. I'm sure they're hitting Saddam and hitting Sizzle's DMs, telling us to bring them up. But if you are spending excess time on the speaker section, like I'm doing currently, it's going to be difficult for us to, get people up. So please let's try to be considerate. All right, Onyechi, the space is yours. 5 minutes, please. Onyechi, please, if you are requesting the mic and you are brought up on the speaker section, please try and be close to your sorry, let me just say this, Onyechi. Please try to be close to your mic. Okay, and when you are up, please put your hands up so you can sorry, Onyechi, can you mute your mic? Real quick, thank you very much. So just go on, Onyechi, go on.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, Zos. Good evening, MS Adam, Sizzle, Mr. Jimmy, and every other person on the platform. Yeah, thank you so much for what you guys do. It's really, really like interesting. Like I said earlier, I'm learning a lot. So let me talk about today's topic. Um, Perjury. Yes, what I understand by perjury is a crime of knowingly, like stating falsely about something. So somebody who contested, like everything about this man is a lie. We can't afford to allow somebody like that then. Like when people try to make it look like, oh, it's really a big deal, and we have been quiet for way too long. We can't just continue letting bad things, slide, or just be sweeping everything under the carpet. Enough is enough. This man is a liar. He's more like a ghost. Like we don't know him, like with everything that is going on, like we do not know him at all. So it's a no. I really believe in this cause. I believe we're going to get our mandate back. Social media is our weapon. It has really been helpful. You understand? It has really been helpful in educating lots of Nigerians. And like, we're awake. So I don't think we'd allow that man to be sworn in on May 29th. It's not done. Like it will just be like a huge blow. Like it's unacceptable. So that's that about that. Then PDP's silence, like words have it, like I'm not sure, but my friend told me from the UK that what's it called? Atiku is already in negotiation with the so-called drug lord to step down and come and have a rerun in 2027. Like that's it. So that's why it's like they're quiet and they're just bullshitting themselves, about that. And for the what's it called, INEC paying influencers. Yeah, I saw someone earlier on this space saying some things about like we don't know what we're doing. We're not. No, you're actually like you've actually taken money. Anybody that is actually tweeting things that against this movement, don't engage in tweets like that, because it's just like you're actually creating awareness. If you engage with them, you're actually trying to still tell people something. So I ignore them. You understand? Let's continue this. The hashtag is trending. It's going to trend on my own page. However, I'll fight this. I'm doing it, like I said. I'm an online army physically. However, whatever it is I can do, I always try to do. So keep up the good work. We're going to get our mandate back, whether they like it or not. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, my sister.
Hi.
Who be that? The thing is that people seem to forget. I don't know. Maybe it's because Peter Obi is all quiet. He doesn't blow his trumpet. But for a man to have won his mandate in court, not once, twice, tell me, the third time, it must happen. It must happen. And he won it at a time when there was no social media. There was no, let's
From a
put pressure.
minority party, my brother. In
Yes!
Anambra.
Peter Obi already saw that these people are going to steal this mandate, and he has prepared for it already. Yes, you work to win the election, but I'm sure this man already knew and he has prepared for it. Because if you don't prepare to fail, you will. If you don't prepare to succeed, well, I don't know that proverb now. But trust me, guys, this guy is going to win his mandate. We are going to take back our country, because we can't have a country that people will be stealing our oil, stealing our resources, pulling out fake certificates just because they want to be president, because they want to be House of Reps. We can't have that country again. Rabbi, can you come in here? And Real Lover Best, when you're ready to speak, just send a DM. Rabbi, come in here
God
now.
bless my people. Good evening, my bishop.
Good evening, my able ministers of God, the FBIs and the CIA. I greet you all, and the doctors in the house. God bless you all. Still standing on that existing protocol, I still remain my humble self, Rabbi, the teacher. I just want to talk about the PDP silence and the shenanigans that has been happening in the Nigerian election. For me, I believe that the judiciary should decide. If they decide that strong men, if they want to decide that if you want to win an election henceforth, that you should carry gun, you should carry ballot box, you should carry automopo, you should carry juju and come to the polling unit, they should decide. If they want to decide that 25% is no longer important, they should decide. If anything they want to decide, for me, I believe that Peter Obi will change the history, the election history of Nigeria before May 29th, whether you like it or not, whether whichever way it goes. If they want to decide that people should carry gun to the ballot, to the polling unit, they should decide. So a strong men will rise up, because like the word of God says, that if you don't praise God, he said he will lift up stones for them to praise him. So they cannot shut up our mouth, because APC and PDP, they never envisioned that people like incoming virus, people like Ranjachik, people like Otumba will rise up and be shouting, leave their jobs and be shouting every now and then, be planning how Nigerian can be good. Why people that don't even have 2 square meal to eat are the ones shouting, we need drug lord, we need this, we need that. People, I know thousands of obedient that if like me Nigeria burn down today, they will eat well. I am sure of that one. They will eat well. Like they don't even need to go to Semen border. So for me, you don't need to talk about PDP. PDPs are the no servers boys. They are always up for hires. I am very disappointed, because each now and then they're always in bed with APC, because you don't blame them. How will you blame people that have rented an apartment in Abuja and they are looking for people people that don't have a job? Those are political jobbers. They don't have jobs. What they're waiting for now is the apartment in Abuja. They need to attach. So they need people that will be going to Heart of Assembly saying that I have this place, I have this. That is all they have. So you don't need to look at those people, because I don't know how to classify them, because I am very disappointed of being a member of that party before. I am very, very disappointed. And this is the people have been suffering for. So at the end of the day, anything INEC want to do, they should go ahead. They should just go ahead. And judiciary, please leave their children out of it. Judiciary, we want to like Chingon, we want to like Moriho, we want to memen. So make them not worry. Anything they want to do, they should just decide. For me, I believe that the only pressure we should mount, they should define and for me. My own, I don't have a problem. They should just define and for me, because I want to know the division of and. I don't, what they taught me in primary school and secondary school, university, I don't know and again. Judiciary should come and define and for me. Once they define it before May 29, I don't have a problem. Once they define that if you carry a fake certificate before May 29, I don't have a problem with that. So anything they decide, they want to put Tinubu there, they should put Tinubu and bring Buhari and round him off and put it Magi and put it Okro. Anything they want to decide, they should decide it before May 29. That is my own problem. And after they have decided, then we'll now know if we should go and do Odeshi, and next time if we are voting, they'll say, okay, strong men, come and mount your polling unit. Then we shall know. Because anything they do now will destroy or will make our electoral process free, fair, and credible. Thank you very much, my bishop. Thank you, my ministers. Thank you, my FBIs, for all the work you do. Continue doing the work, and God will bless you. Your days will be like that of Methuselah, and you shall walk and never stumble. I rest my case. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, my brother, Rabbi. Thank you. I think Zos, who is going next? All right, guys, please, if you're up on the platform and you want to speak, please, y'all should be up so that we could take a queue and know people that want to speak next. Please, if your hands are not up, we'll have to drop you for other people that are requesting the mic, please. Thank you. All right.
I think if Real Ever Best is ready to go, he should shoot. Otherwise, we can take Dr. Olu.
Okay.
Sorry. Otumba DK, then Dr. Olu.
Real Ever Best, are you there? Otumba fellow. Okay, Dr. Olu, please go on. Good evening.
Hello? I will go. I mean, who is going? Let the person go. I'll come after him. I'm here.
But Olugon,
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Saddam, and sisters, Jimmy. And good evening, my fellow Vawulence. Yeah, it has been a very interesting topic today. Again, Nancy, thank you for your powerful submission as usual. I'm very, very much more um in looking forward to whatever the judges or whatever they call themselves are going to do against this case. Because the truth is, as Agbakova said, or I may not be able to pronounce his name correctly, this is one of the easiest election tribunal we can ever imagine in this country. It is so easy that even a layman should be able to make a decision within 1 week. It is so easy that what is like black and white. It is so easy that personally, it's like a patient coming to me with symptoms that suggest malaria. It is so easy for us to make that decision without any stress or anything. And kudos to APC itself or herself, I don't know, that they to make life easy for us based on their response to our allegation. Their response was so watery, so baseless, that I don't think tribunal need to sit more than once before making that decision. But we are in a country where there is no rule of law. And my greatest fear right from the onset is the fact that Nigeria is one of the countries where impunity is the order of the day. When we are talking about people taking things, doing it without any recourse for rule of law. And that is the reason why we are here today. If you are in a civilized country, I don't think naturally Tinubu will not even be on the ticket. What was the offense of Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK? Was because during COVID-19, he organized a party. And prior to the party, he has given a law that people should not have any form of gathering. And since that day, even though I think he was not even part of the party or something, he was actually booted out. The pressure was too much just because he organized a party and it was the one that gave the law. Now imagine our own country where we are not even, people are not even talking about rigging or no rigging. This person, is he really qualified to even run for the presidency? Is he really qualified? And one of the things that they don't understand is one, and according to Barrister Justin or Justus, they never envisage or they never plan for obedient movement or in quotes something like obedient that are probably it's not part of their agenda. They are used to doing abracadabra and people will just sit down, accept it, and move on. This is not the first time people have talked about Tinubu certificate forgery. This is not the first time people have been talking about, have been tweeting, have been saying about his drug allegations. Gani Vayemi had a case, and who else was the Inspector General of Police that actually performed magic that time? Tafa Balogun. We all know who Tafa Balogun is. I still pray may his soul rest in peace. That is it. But we know who the guy is. So in reality, this has been a continuous problem for this guy. But because there was no social media, people are not well informed. Then the fact that people don't even know left from right, the election awareness, the electoral process and the awareness among the people were not that prominent the way it is. So it was very easy for him to maneuver his way. But things have changed. So the question is, why? What kind of impression our judiciary is going to give us? Because the truth, my own point is, right now, if we want to have the basic rock or the bedrock of every nation is rule of law. In anything you are doing is rule of law. You have to maintain law and order. Yoruba used to say something. Ìlú tí ò bá sí òfin, ẹ̀sìn ò sí. That is, a country where there is no sin. That means there is no law. People are talking about civilized world, Western world. I'm sorry to use my own as an example. Anytime I go to work personally, I remember one of the most important things anytime you're applying for a job in the UK as a medical doctor is you have to feel fitness to practice. Have you ever been subjected to any criminal stuff, whether in the UK or outside the UK? Have you ever been detained? Have your license been seized? All those questions are very, very important, even outside the UK. Just to let you know how important they value what we call fitness to practice. Have you ever been subjected to any disciplinary organization? The reason why I'm saying this is that when you look at the response of APC, there is no any response that shows that they denied that this guy was involved in drug. They only say that this guy committed the offense in US. So which means that we can actually sweep it under the carpet. Then talking about his prejudice, the fact that how will you be a graduate of Chicago or whatever it is and you don't have classmates? How? I keep on saying it, and I think people have been collaborating that there is no way you will see any Yoruba person bearing Bola. It's not possible. It's not possible. Even if it's not going to be possible, it can be possible doing this, maybe during our own dispensation. But in 50, 60, 70 years ago, you cannot see any 70-year-old man bearing Bola something. It's not possible. These are the things people don't understand. These are the facts. Then you are presenting a certificate to INEC bearing female, and you are a male, and INEC keep quiet. Who does that? How? Can I get admission to University of Ife when I was writing and I put female and I'm a male? They will never screen me. I will never be screened. They will believe that somebody sat for me on my behalf. That is it. But because Nigeria has a high level of impunity, when there is no rule of law, that is the reason why we are discussing this issue. How will I be discussing somebody that you are so? I cannot understand. You are submitting a form for an election position. I said primary school, no. Secondary school, no. You just put university, bah, and they accepted you. How? And nobody has questions. Or how far now? You don't go primary school. How? I cannot just comprehend. Nigeria is very bad, but I never knew that we are this bad. What kind of reputation? And I keep on saying, people say, and the truth, people say that when you come to this, when you come to the fall, if you come to Western world, the only thing that has been sustaining us, that majority of Nigerians are very sharp, so we tend to prove them wrong. By default, when they look at you, you are from Nigeria. What you're supposed to do to attain a particular position, compared to a fellow white, a British guy, you have to do like times 10. Because they don't believe. Now imagine we are now having a drug baron. Imagine that we have somebody that has certificate forgery. Are you sure that are you telling me they will not be over screening us? Look at it now. Nigeria is already on the red list for health workers. You cannot just say you are coming to UK to come and practice medicine, because your government has shown the fact that that's another thing entirely. But my own argument is, why do you guys, my colleagues here, we are discussing this issue here because we don't believe in our judiciary. That is what is paining me. We are discussing this issue here because we don't believe in them. So what kind of that is one of the greatest shame that you can ever imagine. If you guys are not getting it. If I believe in Nigeria, if I believe in the rule of law, I should be sleeping. As an obedient, I should be sleeping. Because you can't tell me that explaining hand is not a difficult thing. Male and female. 3 male and 2 female. Does that mean I want to prescribe? I can't understand. I'll keep on using medical analogy because that is the only way I can relate. I want to prescribe medication for a patient, and I said, give 2 paracetamol and 1 diclofenac. Does that mean that
I'm asking you to. I'm asking that, are they the same thing? They are two distinct things. So why are people? Why is it so difficult to explain? Why did INEC have to subject us to this problem? Why? Why? Which kind of country is this, for God's sake? Which kind of country? Which kind of country now? Eh? You have a president. He has not even become president. He has gone over what they call it in military. For the past 1 month, these guys have not come to public space to say anything. They will not come like a king and will not be hailing him. Hey, the king has. What kind of country is that one now? He has been sending message to us by proxy because he's afraid to engage because he knows he's going to make mistakes. We are not even talking about your head again. At least fake it. Fake it. So the point here is we just have to continue to talk about it. If people have been following me, I don't even talk too much. Once you talk rubbish, I just drop that picture. I don't need to talk too much. Just drop the 6-point agenda: forgery, 25%, drug, election rigging, and double nomination of Shetima. Just drop it and paint it. No need to talk about it. I don't need to talk too much. I know they waste time. The number of people I've blocked, I checked my block list now. We soon finish. It's about 364 people. I was like, what? As in, I checked somebody, Honorable Adora posted like to block about 250 people. So I was not like, let me go and check my own. I realized I've muted about 110 people and I've blocked about 364 people because at this stage, I need to maintain my sanity. Because you cannot see, you can't be seeing black and be calling it white. My people, I beg you, we should not get tired. The judiciary, they know, I can assure you, they are hearing us, they are living with us, they are buying petrol, they know what is going on. And the fortunate thing is that Obi won the most popular part, the most popular, the cities. Obi, so most of them live in the city. They live in Abuja. They know what is happening in Abuja. They live in Lagos. They know what's happening in Lagos. They live in, even the so-called useless Wike, they live in Port Harcourt. So what I'm trying to say is that they know the palpation, the feelings of the nation. You have a president that people are not looking forward to you. They know the implication of you saying that. Because personally, I don't know what those guys will say.
Dr. Lu, the funny thing is that, some of these judges said they might even vote for, they might have actually voted for Peter Obi at their
They voted for Obi now. They did. So, in a nutshell, please, Tinubu has a fantastic cases. And one of them is the certificate forgery. That thing has been underestimated. The implication of that has not been really overemphasized. In as much as we are pushing the drug baron, we also continue to remind people that this guy impersonated people. I can assure you, he run that stuff in Oluwole. If people know Oluwole for Lagos, that place now where they change them. The first time I went there when I was locating, I went to the market, Balogun market. One of my friends was telling me that was the first time that I said, you don't know this market. This is Oluwole. I said, I don't know. I said, you don't know anything. That was when the guy was telling me that this is where all these shops you are seeing they turn to shop. This is where they run passport for people those days. I said, what? He said this. He was practically telling me that anybody that traveled to US in 1970s, 60s, 50s, 80s, this is where they get it done. It was about, I think it was Babangida or somebody that actually did Babangida or Abacha that disrupted the place. So the point here is this guy is fake. They want us to stop talking. Please, guys, we should not be tired. If you make 5 tweets, don't be distracted by the so-called. I don't want to mention the guy's name. One of the most someone that black. Please just paste that picture.
In case you're just joining us on the platform, this is the Violence Space, and we are discussing about the criminal Tinubu, the man that has 2 genders. In the 60s, he was a woman, and he came back to Nigeria and turned to a man, even before they started doing any... How miraculous that man is. The man that discovered transgenderism in the world is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In the 60s, he was an American, black American. He came back to Nigeria and he became a Nigerian. He has never and claimed that he was never a black American. In the 60s, his date of birth was 1952. He came back to Nigeria and turned to 1954. Um, he said in the 60s that he schooled in Government College Lagos. In 1978, he finished. He came back to Nigeria to say that he went to College of Government College Ibadan and went on to say he did not go to any of those schools. In fact, that he was so brilliant, a genius, that he graduated, wrote WAEC. He wrote WAEC without going to primary or secondary school. The mother his mother took him in the womb. Someone that has two genders. Saddam, imagine they subpoenaed Festus Keyamo in court to back up that statement.
Let me just cook this food. I want to cook now. If I cook this food, now you will love this food. You know, just wait, watch this. You get your. Just let me dish you. His mother carried him carried him in their womb, in her womb for 18 months. 18 months. You know, to born a man and a woman in one body, you cannot do it in 9 months. So they carried him in the womb for 18 months to come out, so that his first chapter of his life, he runs it like a woman. Second chapter of his life, he runs it like a man. So this is the same Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if you're just joining us, I'm just giving a breakdown of what I've been discussing since. He said he worked in Deloitte. If you followed this campaign from the beginning, that was their talking point. The astute accountants that worked in Deloitte, and Deloitte came out and told us he did not work with us. They came out and said he got his wealth from stocks. I'm not taking you guys. Guys, remember all this stuff, because they were coming back to all this stuff. He bought stocks. He became a stockbroker. He became a billionaire from selling stock. And we asked, who are the stockbrokers that became billionaires, if not Warren Buffett? And we know how many years it took Warren Buffett to get where he is. So you see, that what we're doing right now, we're just exposing the man and what he stands for. And I cannot for the life of me understand why people support him. And I cannot call them out, because I get to see that these same people are people that they will sell. I won't say they will sell they can't, there's nothing else to sell, because they already sold their brains already. So there's nothing else to sell. But these people are the judge of the societies. And the good news is that they are fewer than us in number in the country. Sensible Nigerians are working every day and night, making sure, standing up, saying that this man cannot be our president. He do not stand, or he does not represent Nigerians. Nigerians are hardworking people. We go to school. The moment the judiciary allows such a criminal ascends that throne, they are setting a precedent that can never be altered anymore. It means that Hush Puppy can come out and tell us that he's going to run for presidency. His brother Woodbury will come out and run for president. Evans, the kidnapper. In fact, all the criminals in jail right now can get lawyers and say, standing on the case of a man that was a criminal that became a president, if he can rise to the power of being the most powerful man in Nigeria, why should we still be in jail? Immediately, Tinubu ascends, God forbid it means Nigeria seeks to exist as a country. That is the truth. It's not us saying it. Is what the interpretation of what we are seeing right now. Nobody's going to come and gaslight us. We'll keep speaking out on these issues. It is important that to say this, and I say this all the time. You will never see where they come and cut. About those people are in this space. They have been on the violence space for the past 9 months. They hate this space. You will never see where they cut violence space and go and post in anywhere. They can never cut violence space and record it and go and play it any of their, and you see they are trending it. Why? Ask yourself that question. For the past 9 months, we have been existing, pressing their neck for 10 months. Sorry. You cannot point to any. Instead, it's obedience that cut our spaces of submissions and post. You cannot say about the people post anywhere social, because what we are saying is the fact and the truth they want nobody to hear. Let them come and cut what I'm saying right now, that Tinubu is not a criminal. And say, DSS, tag DSS to what I'm saying. Tag DSS to what I'm saying, and let DSS come and tell them that I'm saying Tinubu is a thief, he's a criminal, that he committed perjury. You cannot cut this and put it, because you know it's the truth. So you see, when we do these facts and figures on this platform, it is very important why we say this all the time. As you say, we will always come out. If I come out in Ghana, the only reason they will arrest me is because they hate me. It's not because I'm for one, they come out here and lie. And if they arrest me, they will be free Saddam every day, they will be shouting. It is because of that you cannot. I will in front of this, I'll say, Tinubu is a fucking criminal. He's a fucking drug dealer. I will open Google and you will see it. It is facts. Tinubu has 3 different age. It is facts. It's on Obasanjo's internet. I did not provide all this stuff. It is facts. Tinubu was a woman in America and he became a man in Nigeria. Facts. These are the issues. So I say this all the time about the people. Why don't you cut violence space? Cut it, record what we're saying right now, and post it and tag DSS, SSS, and the rest. Because you know the truth that who you're supporting is a fucking criminal. Wake up. All right, guys,
Let
let's
me
move on.
even, Sada,
Go
let
on,
me
please.
just
Go on,
add,
please.
let me add small pepper to this thing. I repeat, that is why on this space I don't like to encourage stories that are not based on empirical evidence, because that is what has saved us for a year. We don't come here and cap. So let me go to a beautiful story for you people from the year 2016. One more time, please remember, unlike Adamu Garuba's fake Photoshop picture of Peter Obi, Abike Dabiri, and the UK, you see, the DSS, the Mumu DSS we have, will not go after fake, clean, clear fake news like that. They wouldn't. But it's true, they will arrest for tweeting that nonsense he tweeted. We will continue to point out the double standards. Sorry, I had a call.
They don't see
I
chair
had a
give
call.
P2B. They don't see chair give P2B now for air. P2B sit down for air.
They go hang my candidate for air. If I hang their candidate for air 5 minutes, if he plank 1 minute, anyway, this is what I want to read for you people that will make you guys nearly laugh to death. So I hope you're ready. How I Made My First Millions by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is an article for Premium Times by a journalist called Samuel Ogundipe. This article is from April the 2nd, 2016. It is a reading time of 2 minutes, so please bear with me. Because you see this perjury, I know why I've been shouting, say this perjury. Now this perjury, now we're in go prison. In every other case he has, it's a matter of, I'm sorry. But here is prison. Let me read something interesting. Former Lagos State Governor and leader of the APC, Bola Tinubu, narrated how a walking trip he made while serving as an auditor for auditing giant Deloitte and Touche made him an instant millionaire in dollars. Mr. Tinubu first served as a senator in the short-lived Third Republic and later as governor of Lagos State between 1999 and 2007. He had been accused of making a fortune from politics. Tinubu said, these are his words. At Deloitte, I chose to travel more than 80% of my working years there. And that is because if a staff chooses to travel, he would make more money because he would get travel allowances. Mr. Tinubu said in a lengthy magazine interview he granted the News magazine on March 29th about his journey through life as he celebrated his 64th birthday. Mr. Tinubu said he was sent on an assignment to help set up an accounting and auditing system for a joint venture between National Oil and Aramco in Saudi Arabia. But by the time he returned to the USA, he discovered that his account had been credited in millions of dollars by Deloitte. We had gone there to set up their accounting and auditing system. It was while I was on that service that I got my big financial break. When I returned to the US after brokering this deal between the National Oil and Aramco in Saudi Arabia for Deloitte, I returned. My employers at Deloitte gave me a huge bonus, which instantly turned me into a millionaire in dollars. Mr. Tinubu continues. The bonus was $850,000 before taxes. My salaries were also being paid into the bank, and I was not touching my salaries at the time. At that time, my salary deposit in the bank had then risen to about $1.8 million. When asked if he was not frightened by this development, Mr. Tinubu said, no, this is because I had a strong...
S6, please. S6, just please, one second. Just a second, please. It is right to tell Nigerians how much he was earning that rose to 1.8 million, please, per month.
I've sent you the link, Saddam.
I know. I want you to say it out here because he was earning $2,400 per month. It is important to say that. So that just understand how can $2,400 per month translate to 1.8 million.
Saddam, listen carefully. Bola
How?
Ahmed Tinubu said Deloitte sent him to broker a deal in Saudi Arabia between National Oil and Aramco. By the time he returned back to the US, he was so successful in that deal that his own cut as a Deloitte staff was $850,000. Please, people work in Deloitte here. People have worked in KPMG. You are not even a partner, and you just brokered a deal for your company, and your cut was...
Even partners don't
Then
get that.
the Deloitte has come out to say you never worked for them. A whole bad man like you that helped Deloitte make $1.8 million, $850,000 in one deal. The star boy that brokered the Aramco deal for Saudi Arabia. But Deloitte does not know your name. Even if your name was Bola Hussein Johnson Tinubu, and we wrote Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they would have said, is it not that our star boy that year? It's now no write the real name. But they said your name, your middle name, your surname has never worked in Deloitte. Tinubu, please, which Deloitte did you work in that you were telling Samuel Ogundipe this story in 2016?
Okay. Somebody just send it to me now. That I would not spell it well. That is Detol.
It's Detol, Abi. He was working for Detol and
Detol.
Touche. But while working for Detol, he brokered the Aramco, at least Aramco, the NNPC of Saudi Arabia. Is that one is well pronounced, Abi? If you want us to have a laugh. Let me continue. Tinubu said, the bonus I was paid by Deloitte was $850,000 before taxes. My salary was also being paid into the bank, and I was not touching my salary at all. By the time my salary deposits in the bank had risen to about $1.8 million. So while he was traveling all of this, Oluremi was at home in Chicago, not paying for light, not paying for utilities, not paying for mortgage, not feeding, while he was keeping all his salary in the bank till his salary reached $1.8 billion.
You don't take heroin before. You don't know the heroin they be like food.
Okay.
You know the heroin are food.
When he was asked if he was not frightened, listen carefully, by this development, because obviously you can tell that the person who was telling this thing did not buy this bullshit. Mr. Tinubu said, no, I was not frightened because I had a strong grasp of financial matters. I was happy. I bought a house from the money and I invested the rest of the money in the USA. I was living well. I was living in one of the most affluent neighborhoods in the south of Chicago. Mr. Tinubu said he stayed back working for several years in the USA. After completing his degree in Chicago, he worked in Deloitte before returning to Nigeria to serve as an accounting executive for Mobile. Today he sold rice. Tomorrow he sold beans. Next tomorrow he made money from Saudi and Aramco. Then at the end of the day, Deloitte said he didn't work for us. Please, who is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Who is he? I leave this question to you people in APC. I yield.
My brother na ghost. That man na ghost. You know, go surprise me. Say that man and that thing where they call alien. This alien invasion. Who did he talk? Say na him then send come this earth. Make him just go the monitor. And where else can you send an alien to come and run the people's street? The most rugged country in the world, Nigeria. That is the only explanation. Because I can't trace.
Saddam, I don't understand which work you go work for in Uncle Sam's America. Your cut was $850,000 while they were keeping your salary to the tune of $1.8 million.
1.8 million. Please do the math.
And the company is not called Deloitte and Tinubu. Hey, God, I beg.
SEC, do the math.
I need to Google what the CEO of Deloitte makes right now because I'm confused. Continue,
Please
sir.
just do it. Enter, do your Google search for us. He was earning $2,400 per month as of then in Deloitte. That's what he said. So I'm trying to look how long did you go for that deal that you went to Saudi Arabia for a deal? Let's say you spent 5 years. In 5 years, 2,400, you cannot even earn. You can't earn 500K. And you're not touching the money. It is just so crazy. Well, these people always buy anything he tells them, hook, line, and sinker, but not us here. All right, guys, let's keep the conversation rolling. Real about best. If you want to come in now, my brother, you can chime in now. If not, let us go to let's take a lady. Real about best, are you there? Real about best, one going to. All right, let's take a lady. Ure Chioma, good evening. You have the space, please. 5 minutes, please. If you're when you're speaking, pay attention to us up on the. Up here, we'll be waving our hands. That means you should be wrapping your submission
Oh,
up.
just time yourself, please. Just time yourself.
Thank you, Regon.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's been an interesting conversation, and you guys are doing a great job, really. At least helping us keep sane. Sometimes I just want to, when I listen to these spaces, like this evening, the space I was listening to before here, you can just completely lose your mind. But I'm glad that there's a safe space for us to, come and listen to, have intelligent conversations. And while someone was reading out his profile or whatever it is that he said he has been, you also didn't tell us that at some point he was Donald Duke at some point when he was young. He was young Donald Duke. At some point, he became Ebuka Obi Uchendu as well. Anyways, so moving to answering the
You know they ever
questions.
pick people for a beauty category. You know they ever pick people for a beauty category. Now my problem
What
with
has
the man.
Ebuka not seen? Ebuka has seen everything in Big Brother, really. Maybe Deloitte does the counting for Big Brother. Anyways, so to answer the questions up here, the first one is Tinubu and Perjury. Okay, so Perjury is, for me, I feel that it is declaring falsely and under oath, right? So what this does for a person's integrity, or what this does to a person, is that it announces the person as a fraud, and then announces the person as a person without integrity at all. Lagos State and the entire western region in Nigeria, they let go of this thing many years ago, over 20 years ago, and they ignored something that was otherwise a rash, which has now grown an audacity to become a boil. And that's the reason why we're all struggling now. Sanctions in sane human communities are sort of deterrents, or are deterrents, and root continuous development. So you see governments marshalling out sanctions to deter people so that they can foster development going forward in their human community. But our own community has failed to dish out these deterrents, and this is why we're on this painstaking journey now to correcting it. Tinubu was governor in Lagos State twice. A state like Lagos State. Lagos State is like more or less the face of Nigeria when it comes to states. Let's not even argue that part. And somebody with this kind of rough profile was allowed to be governor 2 terms, 8 years in a state like Lagos, and everybody kept mute. And that's why we're here now. We don't know who he is, what's his actual name, who are his parents, the people he grew up with, the people he schooled with, who were his neighbors. We do not know anything about this man. We just suddenly know about him maybe like he's 30 years ago. He's Oluremi's husband, father to Shey Tinubu. That's the part that's when we started hearing of this person. So we don't even know who he is at all. And that's the person that Nigeria allowed to be on a ballot, run for governor, and actually won. He's been senator as well. So that tells you, it speaks volume. Like, this is so embarrassing for people outside who are not Nigerians to hear this kind of story. What does it
Which relatives did he use to go and marry Oluremi? Who came to her village?
That's the problem. The question is, why did we not ask this question since? So that's why they say that leaders of a particular country are a reflection of the people, right? That's the reason why somebody like that would be a governor in a country like Nigeria. That's why we're here now.
My dear, between 1999 to 2007, southwestern Nigeria had the highest number of political assassinations in the country, with 85% of these assassinations happening in Lagos State and about 10 of them happening on the island alone. So please, I beg of you, people were speaking at that time. We are seeing write-offs from Mr. Odumaki going all the way back, and people were being silenced suspiciously as well. This is information that is free on Google. Continue.
Thank you, N6. So the thing is, I'm not saying people were not speaking, right? And I know that Gani Fawehinmi, God bless his soul, had also taken this up at some point. But we had a system. That's what governance is about. People would submit their powers to a Leviathan and say, okay, oversee the Commonwealth on our behalf. And so Lagos State had a house at the time. And the house okayed him to continue, even after Gani Fawehinmi had raised these issues. So that's where the problem is. The seat in Lagos State, the people who constituted the governance and the makeup of it at that time that allowed this abomination to continue. And that's how we found ourselves here now. So up to the point where you're talking about PDP and their silence, I don't think anybody was expecting PDP to say anything. It's just like you're a thief, right? And you're handed over the mic, you're given a mic. Anyways, it happens in Nigeria. Somebody was made ambassador to NDLEA. So this speaks volume. It's very embarrassing, really, to have these conversations and knowing that people who are not Nigerians may be on some of these spaces that we hold, listening to us. Because the other space I went to, I saw them, and you saw somebody who says is a journalist in a reputable or otherwise reputable TV house in Nigeria, hosting a space and sounding like calling that a juvenile dance is even an embarrassment to the word juvenile itself. So PDP cannot say anything, because if you go up to say anything, they'll just say, you're a thief, keep quiet, shut up and sit down. The only reason why Obedience are screaming this loud is because Obedience have no skeleton in their cupboards. They have literally turned Obi to his head and nothing has fallen off. JRV as well. You can't say JRV is a drug addict or he pushed white powder at some point or he did this or that's why the guy's voice is loud, because he knows that you can't see, there's nothing you can find on him except of course calling him Omo Ali and Omo Ibo. That's the only thing, right? So APC, check the people that are in APC. So Oluna, we're hearing from Jandor that his GC results may not be accurate. Siva in Bayelsa, ex-cons everywhere in the APC makeup. So this tells you the kind of people that we have in this system, right? And we're at a dire street, I must say. Officially, we're now a community that is governed by the least deserving people, causing brain drain and further depletion. How can we develop like this when we have the least of us governing us, right? And people are saying Asiwaju's genius. Everywhere, people have always talked about his genius. But I'll ask you that, what genius would you say about this genius? This is simple street nuance, if you ask me. Enthrone an idiot, right? Hold his certificate of idiocy up in his face. That's flawless victory. The person will never be able to speak. This is the so-called structure that this man has built over the years, and he has been eulogized for it by youths. It's embarrassing to see youths in Nigeria who would come out and say they're supporting APC, and you ask, why are you supporting this person with this kind of injurious profile? And they have nothing to say. And then they go, whataboutism. That's the only thing that they have. What about? There's nothing else to say. And then to the part where they're paying influencers, check the influencers that are paying, right? Go and check the influencers that are the actual people behind those pages. Absolute jokes. So the Fox Intelligence, you read 1 or 2 books and you can string a few words together and then you call yourself an intellectual, really, because you can speak English. That what makes you an intellectual. Your ability to think, to navigate those thoughts, to be able to understand that, to project, what the outcome of your decisions will be. That's what makes you an intellectual. So when you come out and say you are gunning for somebody who is a drug baron, convicted drug baron in the US, forfeiting about $500,000 in the US on crime to be president, and they are screaming and saying we're waiting for his nominations. Are you joking now? What nominations are you waiting for? Nominations that we have seen the governors that he has picked over the years. We have seen the governors that he has picked over the years. Governors that these people are stooges, people that he can tell what to do, and they'll do exactly what he has told them to do. Nobody knows better than they know that if a P2P comes in now, it will be a sane and ideal society where people who merit positions will get them. And they know that on the scheme of things, they will not go anywhere. And that's why they're screaming. This is like a fight for survival for them as well. So whilst we are here, we're praying and saying we want a sane society where people who are deserving of opportunities will get them. They know that they will not get there. So they will do anything to maintain the status quo. That's why we're here now. So again, thank you guys for all of these things that you're doing. It's really amazing to see this. I would also remind us here, Obedience, please, let's not leave JRV alone. I got dragged the hell out of myself yesterday for responding to that tweet. And you're reading the tweet, so you're wondering, please, our secondary school in Nigeria, that should also be a conversation after this, after the mandate is gotten. How do people graduate secondary school like this and even dare to go to universities? What did he write? Why are you dragging him? He said, it's terrible that the powers that be have a problem to look in the mirror because it's a reflection of their reality. And you're dragging him. How is that is it that you can't comprehend English language? This is really embarrassing. We're sharing, a country with people like
No,
this.
don't
It's really
worry, my
embarrassing.
sister. On record, we have finally understood that there's an agenda against JRV, and it even extends as far as his wife. So
Unfortunately, so.
we're obedient, know what to do. I think from Monday there'll be a full concerted effort to
Yes,
go
please.
and myth bust a lot of all those silly people that go and congregate in his handle. And I
Yeah,
also want to
please.
remind GRV, you are not a public figure. You are not the governor of Lagos State. You owe nobody not to block them. Anybody who comes and riffraffs in your handle, you have the full rights within your rights as a private citizen to actually block them to oblivion. You're not the governor of Lagos, so you have no right to sit back and be insulted on your page by dimwits while you maybe don't play it cool or whatever. Please, I would also suggest you block them for your sanity. Cheers.
Um,
Continue, my dear.
but N6, I think the problem, the reason why he's not blocking them is, he has this empathy. He really wants to see Lagos change. And most of the handles that you see there, check the names, right? So he's saying, why don't I just leave them some more? See if they can, they can be swayed. See if they can be reasoned with. See if they can see the light. Blocking them, what good does it do for him if he's going to come up as governor of Lagos State? Is he going to be governor of these people? Right? So the only way to help them see the light is to leave them long enough. I think that's what is happening with him. And his mental. I saw a lot of attributes that you can, a lot of traits that you can attribute to JRB, but the tenacity, I didn't see that part initially. I'm seeing it now, and I'm really excited to see it. That he's strong enough, even after all those drugs, he kept doing what he was doing. He pays them no mind. That's amazing. So it would be nice that we have more obedience on that space, because they actually have people camping on the space to completely break him. He's young, he's new to politics. They are trying to completely shut him up. So it would be nice that we actually, camp there as well to buffer whatever it is that they're bringing on to him. So thank you so much, guys, for this opportunity to speak. I use my mic at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uri. Thank you. I'll say this. For me, most of them, Lagos, Lagos, Lagos. Plenty people we just dey talk. They're not even in that Lagos. It's just many of them that are in that is this thing. That are in that camping on that, they are not even Lagosians. They don't even stay in Lagos. They don't. So if he wants to block them, he should block them. Even if they're in Lagos, block them. When you become governor, you have governor account. That one they cannot come there. There's no point.
Exactly.
There's no point here. You allowing these people that have sold their sense and their ability to reason. And I say this again. I am saying this because if you look at the past, you said Tinubu was governor for 8 years. No, he's still the present governor of Lagos State. So that's the mistake you made. He has been governor for the past 23 years. Up until now, he's the governor of that state. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but that's the truth. And he has done something very, very well. He has done something, and unfortunately, I'm saying this, and I say this all the time. Our Southwestern brothers know what I'm saying, the truth. Bola Tinubu's rise to politics in Nigeria, in Southwest, ironically led to the death of education in the Southwest. Ironically, as he rose to power as a stronger politician, education in the Southwest started dwindling. I don't know how he did it, but he understood what he was doing. And if you go and check, the Southwest that used to be the highest number of professors in Nigeria, I think we have right now should be from the Southwest. The highest number of professors. But check this young generation right now. Just check, go and look at the young boys. I saw one young boy video. I think that boy should be just one or just two. The video was trending on social media or Instagram. I'm sure all of you must have seen it. Where he was talking about rituals and Yahoo. A just one boy, you see it openly, and his mates around him with school uniform. Where he hailing him.
That's what they
Hey.
do on TikTok.
Do you understand? It's crazy. This guy has bastardized. He understands that when you make a people less educated, you can always ride on them in primordial sentiments. It is so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. That man must not be allowed to happen to Nigeria. It cannot be allowed. Look at the people that support him. Just go and read their tweets. Just go and read their tweets. You will see these guys are the dredge of society. If you doubt it, go and check their tweets. You will see that the ones that are begging for giveaway. Everyone on social media. They are the ones. The worst of us. So there's this make them so poor, make them so unknowledgeable, make them look like education is a scam, so that you can now use whatever primordial sentiment, either tribal or religion, to box them, and they can no longer think for themselves. It's so unfortunate. But well, I'm happy that they are still in the minority. We will not allow Nigeria will change. Education is not a scam. We're going to make sure that people get educated, real education across the country. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. Please, guys, if you're up here and want to speak, please, you have to be up, please. One more time, I keep saying this. Otumba, before I come to Otumba Dike, I think let's take AK Priest, then I'll come to Otumba. Otumba, please. AK Priest, you have the space. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, everybody. First of all, a typical Agbado, and if you check their reasonable level, you'll know that they don't know anything. As in, their sense of reason is very low. Even in the office space, in the social space, and everything, their sense of reasoning is very extremely very low, and they have this big gut mindset, very big gut mindset. Going to the topic of the day, the truth is that Tinubu himself, we all know that Tinubu himself, he knows that he's a failure. He knows that's why he cannot take the risk. That's why he have to run out of the country, because the pressure alone, he can't even sit down in Nigeria because he know that he cannot win this court case. He can't win the court case in any dimension, in any except we have a judiciary that have lost their reason, or that have sold their soul. We know they've sold their soul to the devil, but at the same time, and this is just so we don't know the president select by INEC primary school. We don't know the president select by INEC secondary school. We only know one school, and the certificate we can see on the certificate we saw female. It was owned by a female, and also there's a case of drug deal. In sacrificing money out, giving out money, he's been convicted on drugs. So, and also again, apart from that, did he win Abuja? No. And the constitution said that at least you must win Abuja, because Abuja is not a state; it's the federal capital. And also again, was the election free and fair in River State? No. So I don't. There, as in, to me, except that the judiciary, and if the judiciary fail to reason beyond this, which means we don't have a judiciary. We have APC. APC have taken everywhere. That's what we have. We don't have a judiciary. And there's no sense of justice. There's no sense of justice, because right now Peter Obi won the election, and we will prove it in court. And I have no doubt that we are going to prove that in court, because Peter Obi won the election and is our president elect by Nigerian. And because he has the spread across board. He has the spread across board. In the north, he has the spread. In the southeast, he has the spread. In south, he has the spread. In northeast, he has the spread. And also in north central, he has the spread. And people vote him not because of religion, not because of ethnicity. People vote him because we wanted a Nigeria that work. We want a Nigeria that we can be proud of. We want a Nigeria that we will save. We want a Nigeria that the economy will work. And it's the only presidential candidate that spoke to Nigeria. The rest were forming Jagabans. The rest were forming that they own Nigeria. But he sold himself for the market, and the people bought into that. Nigeria are not stupid. We are not dumb people. We know what we want. We know someone that is ready to work. We saw him as someone that was willing and ready to work. That's why we all came out and voted for him. That's why we gave them a shocker in Lagos. We gave them a shocker in Lagos. We even gave them a shocker in so many of their states that they believe. In Kaduna, we gave them a shocker. We gave them a big shocker with the figure they got. And with the figure we got, and they still allocate and steal some figure and try to change some figure. So the truth is that we won this election. There's no way, except I don't know. There's no way. And also going to the certificate, there's a case already for that. Bayelsa State Governor, the former Bayelsa State Governor, Diri, is enjoying the seat. He didn't win the election because of the deputy governor lost the governor of APC, had a fake certificate with different names, and Supreme Court decide to give a bias PDP a seat that APC won. So that's and also funny enough, I went to check it. The president CGN was among the judge. The present CGM was among the judge, and this is like a similar case. This is like a similar case. It's like a similar case. The present CGM was among the Mary Odzizitu was among the so they cannot say that they cannot give of judges based on certificate and use and that's a similar case. Now you want to turn that there's already a documented part which we can use as an evidence. So we don't have not Tinubu certificate. His certificate are forged, and also again we don't know anything about him. So obedience. There's already a judgment by the so-called Supreme Court that someone with similar case. So our president says that we don't know his primary school, we don't know his secondary school, we've not even seen his association. Up to now, my granddad then, I remember them before he died. I saw his listener. I saw his classmates. They went for hangout. At least let his classmates do an hangout. Let's see. Even at least we have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that say I sat down with this thing. Even in the next at least you
Obasanjo still played novelty match with his classmates the other day. Obasanjo will give him like 20 years age gap. Thank you.
So the evidence are just there. So the truth is that the APC cannot brainwash us. They cannot. They know that this already failed. Is a failed. And right now, if you see some other, if you listen to some APC that are not trying to buy it, they'll not say they will give it to PDP. That women the spiritual we carry to that lie. PDP did not win, carry second. We took first in this election. PDP tried to wig us in South. They tried to wig us. In South. So most of that we collect our vote back in every place. From PDP wig us. From APC, they wig us. We collect our vote. In Taraba, we collect our score. In Adamawa, that vote they reduce, we collect it back. So we know where we won, and we are not daft because we are very smart and intelligent people. So they should not say that. Listen, we are the our president is Peter Obi Gegri, and by God's grace, with the evidence we have, and with the evidence, and even a blind man, even someone that doesn't have a conscience, we know that this is right. Except you are trying to say that black is white, and right now they are only trying to use technicality. They are only trying to use technicality, and I don't say any technicality because we have perfected our document very well, and everything is fine about this thing. So thank you. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. I think I have a clip. I promised to play this clip in our last space, and I did not play this clip. The 21 times Festus Keyamo lied while he was having an interview with Shell. 21 times in less than a few minutes, he lied about that case. It was broken down, and I think I'm going to play that. I'm going to play it for all of us in the house to listen. But I think before I play that tape, let me bring in Otumba. Otumba, my brother, you have the space. Good evening. I'll play it after the space gone.
All right. Good evening, Saddam. Good evening, Cecil. Good evening, Zos. Zos has left. Good evening, everyone here on the space. I'm happy to be here with you guys. All right. Before I go to the topic, let me just correct something that Zos was saying. And that is that he said Peter Obi won twice. Peter Obi did not win twice. Peter Obi won in court 3 times. The first one was to replace Ngige. The second one was to replace Andy Oba. And the third was to replace Dame Etiaba. And that was when they said that when they impeached him for saving without approval, he had to also come back there. So it's not actually 2 times. That's 3. Now, obedient. Let's just imagine Tinubu, they want to swear this idiot in. So he will say, I, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He will take oath of allegiance and also oath of office of the president of Nigeria. It's just like taking, maybe you have you want to start a
I,
transport.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, hereby swear to uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A constitution you don't
Exactly.
even qualify to stand in
You are
front of
looking
and put your hand on top.
at the
Hey,
constitution. Think about it this way, Cecil. Maybe you buy a Corolla for Uber. You don't want to go legal means. You want to take the driver to Okombo. You want to take him to an Ifa priest to take oath. Now, that driver's name is Mark Paul. Then he will then come and say, I, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, swear that I will not spoil your vehicle. Will that swear work? So that's the quagmire that Nigeria was going to face there. Because that man, he hasn't actually taken any oath of allegiance to this country. Not when he was even the governor of Lagos State. And not even any
exactly.
time.
He
He
has
has
never
not
had
taken any.
legitimacy.
He has been swindling this country since in fact, since he became a senator. This man has been successfully swindling us with a fake name, swear, and nothing is going to happen by God and by man, because that is not his name. That is not his real name. So that's what I wanted to put in perspective here. Now, you see, this APC, let's not forget, they failed woefully. In my polling unit, and say with every other obedience here, and even Agbado people, they know this. In the start of the election, I was kind of panicking. But by the time they start counting results, in the 2 polling units around me, over 1,000 votes for LP, only 3 for PDP and APC. And not 3 like APC 3, PDP 3. No, PDP 2, APC 1. And 1,000 for Peter Obi. So guys, we won this election with a landslide. Let's not forget that fact. In fact, the obedience outside, offline, are more than the obedience online. Let's not also forget this part. I want people here to go and read system collapse theory. Just go and read it. Then also read criteria of a failed state. Nigeria needs to just tick one box to become a completely failed state in those criteria, and that is having an illegitimate president. The judiciary needs to wake up. In fact, they know what is at stake. And guys, in every 2 Nigerians right now, I dare to say 1 is obedience. In 2 Nigerians, anywhere you go, 1 is obedient. So half of everybody in this country is obedient. The other ones are either on their fence, their father's fence, or a religious fence, or a judiciary. This cuts across the armed forces. When people talk about protests, I keep telling them something. You see, the protest that is going to happen in Nigeria would not be planned. It will be anticipated. It will be discussed, but it will be spontaneous and thought. And Nigeria is in serious debt, and we can't even service our debt anymore. Nigeria can't run on corruption for 4 years. What we need to realize is that some of these Agbado boys, it's zero. They don't know the calculation. 0.1% is going to run a government. That is, if you guys are 100,000, only 100 will run the government. What happens to the 99,900 people? So guys, when we keep on looking at this thing called Nigeria, Nigeria is in a precipice, and the judiciary needs to save themselves. If not, there is no job. They're out of job, because we'll be running a lawless society. For a man that did not win the election, did not win 25% in Abuja, and you swear that man in on technicalities or whatever, this is a presidential election. This is not SUG. This is not departmental. This is not a faculty election. This is the election of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Technicalities can never work, and they know that. So they better rescue themselves. For those listening, they better rescue themselves from the situation and say the truth. That's all we're asking for them. We are not asking for them to rule to our favor. We are not asking them for anything. Let them go there and explain what and is and stand by what and means. If not, almost all documents in the country will be rendered invalid. Any document that and is being used, any legal document, any formal notes in this country that there is an and, even JAM criteria, all of them will be declared null and void. They will create a constitutional crisis in the country. So it's better for them to rescue themselves of the situation. Technicalities hold no ground now. What we need to factor in is that Peter Obi won with a landslide. Even with the rigging, they could not even still rig him out. Even with the rigging from two parties, Peter Obi still stand out with 6 million votes. I beat my chest that Peter Obi got over 12 million votes. I've never seen the population that came out to vote in my polling unit. I've never seen that population all
I still
my
say
life.
20 million. Continue.
All my life. And this is my 4th active election that I have participated in. So what are we saying here, guys? I'll end with what Abraham Lincoln said. Abraham Lincoln said that there is no man good enough to govern another man without the other man's consent. Nigeria can never have an illegitimate president. And I yield with this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Otumba. What a submission. Thank you very much. All right, let me just add to this, because this is a PDP chieftain on TV. Just to add to your point, what you just said, let me just play a 45 seconds clip of a PDP chieftain on TV after the elections. I think 2 days after the elections. Please give me 45 seconds, guys. Listen.
And 36,000. And I have I made some footnotes before, coming in here in anticipation that, these questions might come up. In Lagos, our situation room record shows that Labour Party has 983,069. PDP has 101,003 votes. APC has 155,101 votes. Correct. And the NNPP has 7,550.
So please, this is not LP. This is our enemies. PDP, from PDP's situation room in Lagos. I'm not talking about our own situation room now. PDP situation room in Lagos, presidential election votes. Labour Party had 980-something thousand votes from the one PDP recorded. 980-something thousand. Peter Obi gave Tinubu over 800k votes gap in PDP's own situation room, not LPO, not LP. So when these bastards come out and think that you want an election, you want to rig your, it cannot happen. You are born in the country. Just know this. It cannot. You fucked with the wrong generation, unfortunately. Not the generation. Yakubu Mahmood, you must end up in jail. That is the only thing I can show you. All right, let me bring my brother, Uncle Guyemi. Good evening. Longest time, sir. No hear from you. I wanted to play this long clip, but let me allow you come in first. Then after you, I'm going to play that my special tape for people on the platform. Oguyemi, good evening. If you can hear me, please unmute and speak, sir. Oguyemi, are you there?
Play your submission and buy him some time then.
All right, nice. Let me
give the submission, but let me here where.
Let me bless you guys with the 21 times last Tuesday Irolabi Keyamo lied on Channels TV. We will play this in court. That's all we need.
And technically, these are all 21 counts.
21 counts. Please listen.
Those accounts were 10 accounts in 3 banks. Accounts legitimately opened by him, and there were funds that he kept saving, where he was keeping his savings in the US.
That's a lie, because his salary was $2,400, and at one point he deposited $661,000. At another time, he deposited $1.2 million. That's $1.8 million. How do you save $1.8 million when your salary on a monthly basis is $2,400, which is actually just $38,000 plus per year? And he stated it himself that he didn't have any other source of income. So where is the savings?
As I speak with you, if you want to know whether there is a criminal charge against somebody, you must have a complainant. So you will see the state versus so and so person. You must see that. And then you must have a charge number. You must have a charge number if there's a charge against anybody. There is no charge number in those documents.
There were 2 charges. That's another lie. 18 USC 1956 and 18 USC 1957, which borders on money laundering and financial fraud. And then there was a charge number. The charge number is staring you in the face, 93C4488. That's another lie from Festus Keyamo.
If you look at those documents, so Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was not mentioned, and at the end of the day, they just said account numbers in the name of Tinubu. That is all. Not that Tinubu was a defendant. It was account in his name, not him. Those accounts were sealed, not him. It was Attorney General.
That's another lie. The prayers of the United States Attorney was that due notice be given to all interested parties to appear and show cause why forfeiture should not be decreed. Who will come and appear? Is it the account number? So that's another lie.
There is no charge. There was no charge. There was no indictment. There was no criminal process. It was a simple, purely civil process against those accounts.
There indeed were 2 charges, 18 USC 1956 and 18 USC 1957, which bordered on money laundering and engaging in money transaction in property derived from fraud.
Now, there was an affidavit by somebody called Kevin Moss. Kevin Moss is just a normal prosecutor you see.
That's another lie. Kevin Moss is not just another prosecutor you see. Kevin Moss is a senior special agent. And aside that, the work he did will boggle your mind. These 4 sections from the document outline that he filed 18,300 files. So that's no joke.
What they did in the case of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was therefore to file what they call an interim process for forfeiture. It was not a final process.
That's another lie. There were 5 documents, and the last of them is the final forfeiture, the final decree. You can see it there. So there was a final decree starting from the verified proof of forfeiture to the warrant of seizure, down to the settlement, down to the final forfeiture. So that's another lie.
The Kevin Moss, all those the positions you see there about the courts and all that, it was not a judgment of the court. It was an opinion of a prosecutor trying to convince the court to issue a forfeiture order. It was not an opinion of a court.
Another lie. These are seizure warrants that were issued to first of all freeze the accounts, and then there was a final forfeiture that was issued, which is also an order of court. So to say it is speculative and it is not final, that's another lie.
And so it was a presumption. These processes are processes made of mere presumption. So they found monies in his accounts. They said, well, they needed to come forward. And in that affidavit of Kevin Moss.
Again, another lie. This is verified complaint of forfeiture. They were not speculation. He backed it up with an affidavit and he got a warrant of seizure and then got settlement and got final forfeiture. So it is not mere speculation. This is another lie from Festus Keyamo.
They said they interviewed Mobile. Mobile said, yes, this man is a treasurer in the Mobile. But they said, no, those funds are not from them. But they confirmed his status, not as a criminal, but as a respectable employee of Mobile. It is in the affidavit of Kevin Moss.
This is a potential lie because the Mobile is talking about is Mobile Oil Nigeria Limited, which is not ExxonMobil, because many people seem to think that it is ExxonMobil. It is not ExxonMobil. In fact, the company has changed its name now from Mobile Oil Nigeria Limited to 11 PLC.
Look at paragraph 38 of the affidavit by Kevin Moss. I want everybody to look at paragraph 38. After we read my role of trying to find out whether the account, the money, where the monies came from, whether they were linked to drug and all of that, it was all speculative. They came to the conclusion that the proceeds he got from the tax, the deposits he made there what they call what these bankers normally call investments. He kept the money there and he was getting profits on the interest. They said he had not paid tax on those interests. That is all. So it was not like a deliberate act. So
that's another lie from Festus Keyamo. The whole charges that were brought against Bola Ahmed Tinubu were USE code 1956 and 1957, and they bonded on money laundering. To say that it was tax is a deliberate lie, a very, very big lie. In fact, the forfeiture order did not include that it was for tax. This is the forfeiture order. The final order, it stated that it is for narcotics trafficking and money laundering. Those are the 2 charges. So this is another lie from Festus Keyamo.
Yes. Would you liken the settlement that Bola Tinubu had with the court in the United States at the time over these monies as a sort of a plea bargain? No. A plea bargain, you cannot build something on nothing and expect it to stand. A plea bargain must arise out of a criminal charge. Like I said, there's no charge, nothing anywhere, nothing like a charge anywhere.
That's another lie from Festus Keyamo for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There were two charges, USC Code 1956 and 1957, which bordered on money laundering and using proceeds illegally gotten. Going from that, you see now that there was a plea bargain. This is stipulation of compromise settlement, which is plea bargain. So there was a plea bargain. And in the plea bargain, initially, it was supposed to be 1.8 million that was seized, but eventually they just fined him based on the charges that he was charged, because he was charged with two codes violation, USC Code 1956 and USC Code 1957. And if you look at the punishment for those violations, it says not more than 500,000 US dollars. That was why only 460,000 US dollars was deducted from the account, because that's what the law speculates as fine punishment for the violation of the law. The other option would have been imprisonment, which I'm sure that Tinubu would not have wanted. So there was a charge, there was a plea bargain, and there was a fine, which is actually the forfeiture of the 460,000 US dollar based on the law.
You established that there was a forfeiture, but if there was a forfeiture that was made, and that kind of forfeiture is still subsisting, and it has a criminal nature that has not been set aside up to date. No. A forfeiture, and you see, that's why I said you should take a paper and a biro. This is a lecture class for you. A forfeiture is not hanging on your neck. It's a permanent.
Make I laugh if I continue. This is a lecture class of lies. Oh yeah, continue the lies, sir.
Settlement, and everybody, you shake your hands and go your way.
The forfeiture in this case, which proves that this is another lie from Festus Keyamo for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The forfeiture in this case is based on code violations for 1956 and 1957. The punishment for it is either fine of not more than 500,000 US dollars or imprisonment. And so Bola Ahmed Tinubu was given a fine, which is the forfeiture settlement that he got, and it was $460,000. There was a forfeiture, which is actually a fine based on the two charges that were brought against him.
I refer you again, paragraph 6, page 2 of the settlement signed. In that paragraph 6, they were even begging Asiwaju. They said that, look, please don't proceed against us again. This is a final settlement between us. Go your way, we go our way.
That's another lie from him, from Festus Keyamo. Festus Keyamo, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, knows that there is always indemnity clause in such plea bargains to prevent you from saying, or your children from saying, oh, the money that was seized from you was actually responsible for the death of your relative, and so they want to sue because of that. It's just an indemnity clause. That is usual. In fact, not only for plea bargains, that it's normal. So coming to say that they were begging him, that was just a blatant lie.
Out of
Okay.
that they took $460,000 as their tax on his interest, on the as tax on interest, that he benefited from the deposits he made, that the investments he made in those accounts.
$460,000 was forfeited, and it was forfeited with respect to violations of USC Code 1956 and USC Code 1957. It's clearly stated here in black and white. It has nothing to do with tax. And if you go into details of what the punishment is for 1956 and 1957, you will see that it is a fine of not more than 500,000 or prison time. And so $460,000 is less than $500,000. That was the fine. That was the forfeiture punishment for Bola Tinubu for the violation of these two codes. So it's a punishment. The forfeiture was a fine that he actually paid. It's not tax. There was no way that it was stated that the $460,000 US dollars was for tax. And Keyamo knows this. So he blatantly lied to deceive Nigerian public just to protect and defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The NBA should sanction him for this action. This cannot be negligence. This is just blatant lie.
These documents, in fact, rather than indict Asiwaju, these documents exculpate him and makes him as white as snow.
These documents actually nails Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the cross. It's a final nail on the coffin. It's clear. Look at it. It's a final order. It's a forfeiture. It said $460,000 belonging to Bola Ahmed or were involved in financial transactions in violation of USC Code 1956 and 1957. And the punishment of it is forfeiture. And the forfeiture is determined based on the fines or imprisonment that is the punishment stipulated for that law, for that charge. So this is another lie from Festus Keyamo for Bola Tinubu.
There's a fundamental question on the source of the money he deposited, of which he reached a settlement. Has he given a satisfactory explanation of the source of the funds? Well, thank you so much. Now, at that point, the burden was on the prosecution in the US, or from the states in the US, to prove that the funds were proceeds of narcotics. Now, that if you look at paragraph, I want you to go to paragraph 2 of the affidavit of Kevin Moss. He kept saying that it was his reasonable suspicion. It was like probable cause, probable belief. It was speculative. Everything was speculative. They had not come to a definite conclusion.
That's another lie for Tinubu by Keyamo. They came to a definite conclusion, and that's why there was a forfeiture decree, a final one. And the charge there, you see it there, it is in violation of USC Code 1956 and 1957.
You go to a new land, you go to a new place abroad. Any Nigerian you see, especially from your own tribe, they become like brothers to you. You associate with them, you visit them. You may do one or two transactions. You may not exactly know what they are involved in. You may not know what they are involved in. It happens to all of us. And you can see that the whole of that investigation actually
happened to me.
2 or 3 Nigerians. So let me admit that. That had nothing to do with Asiwaju. And I don't want to mention their names, so people should go and read about them because they have families in Nigeria. The other Nigerians, two of them, who were actually linked to narcotics. One of them was actually arrested. That one made confessional statements and confessed to another Nigerian as the one involved. But that principal suspect, read that affidavit, never mentioned the name of Asiwaju. What happened? Asiwaju went to open an account. The address by which he opened the account was an address already used by these people. I think some block of flats. Maybe he happened to be in that block of flats too. So they now linked it to say, well, these other people that were investigating for narcotics, they are in the same address used by Asiwaju to open that account. So that is what is there. I cannot deviate from it.
That's another lie because Bola Tinubu himself said he knew these people and he opened the account. The company he had access to had these people as shareholders. So that's another lie. Look at these documents.
Section 137 of the Constitution 1D, subsection 1D, which says that a person under a sentence of imprisonment or fine for any offense involving dishonesty or fraud by whatever name it's called, or for any other offenses imposed on him by any court or tribunal shall not be qualified to contest for the office of the President of Nigeria. In view of the forfeiture and the settlement that Bola Tinubu had in the United States, as the senior advocate of Nigeria, what are the legal implications of that circumstance, considering the Section 137, subsection 1D of the Constitution? Well, forfeiture is not a fine. Fine is a punishment. Fine is a consequence of a conviction. Fine is a consequence of a criminal trial. So fine has nothing to do with forfeiture. Forfeiture is a civil process. It's a complete civil process to say, well, we are not even going into trial at all. The state goes into forfeiture proceedings with individuals just for the purpose of getting their monies.
2 charges were brought, USC Code 1956, USC Code 1957. And the punishment for those 2 violations is either a fine or imprisonment. And the fine specified for the USC Code 1956 is fine of not more than $500,000. So that's why he was fined $460,000, which he forfeited. This disqualifies Bola Ahmed Tinubu totally, because if you look at the fine that he paid, it's a fine. He paid the fine. He paid it. There's no disputing it. Though they call it forfeiture, the forfeiture here is a fine, which is the punishment for the violation of USC Code 1956 and 1957. So having been fined, it disqualifies Tinubu from running for the post of president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And of course, drug trafficking, money laundering is an offense. It's an offense. Engaging in monetary transaction in property derived from specified unlawful activity is an offense. So Bola Tinubu must be disqualified.
You have at that point he had not fulfilled his financial obligations regarding the deposits that were made there and the interest.
Lie. Where do you see interest in the order here? This is the final order of forfeiture. It says that funds in social account to the amount of $460,000 in that account in Heritage Bank belonging to Tinubu represent proceeds of narcotics. Where did they say tax? And were involved in financial transactions in violation of USC 1956 and 1957, for which the punishment is a fine of not more than $500,000 or prison time. So which of these have to do with tax? That's another lie, another blatant lie from Festus Keyamo in defending Tinubu.
Forfeiture is that, look, this thing we think is our tax. Look at paragraph 38 now. They say it's tax. What belongs to them, they are just taking out so you can go. They just take what belongs to them.
Paragraph 38 has nothing to do with the order of forfeiture. The order of forfeiture was for narcotics trafficking and money laundering. USC Code 1956 and 1957. So that's another lie from Keyamo, saying that it was for tax. It was not for tax. Paragraph 38 has nothing to do with the final forfeiture order. This is the final forfeiture order we're looking at here. The same document that Festus Keyamo has, which he said he has read over 10 years ago, and he's a son. I have read this for less than a week, and I can see and understand this in clear, simple English. This proves that Bola Tinubu stands disqualified. He stands disqualified. We must take this to court, and we will.
Tafa Balogun, at his level of the IG of police, now wrote an official letter to the United States, to the embassy in Lagos, to say, can you give us a response, the Nigerian government a response, as to whether Asiwaju was involved in any of such, issues. There was, therefore, sometime investigation. They contacted the FBI in the United States. And then the FBI, supplied information to the embassy in Lagos. And then the Michael Bonnet wrote back to the Inspector General of Police, Tafa Balogun, and said, look, we have official confirmation from the United States that there was no criminal indictment, no conviction, no criminal charge against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Now, that's another lie, because this is the letter that you are looking at in front of you. What it says is that they have checked their FBI database and there is no arrest record, no criminal arrest record, no warrant for Tinubu's arrest. That was what he said. It did not clear Tinubu of any criminal wrongdoing. He just said that there was no criminal arrest. And of course, nobody is saying that there was a criminal arrest because there was a plea bargain. He was even here in Nigeria when all these activities were going on. So he couldn't have been arrested from Nigeria. He was fined based on the laws that he violated, the USC Code 1956 and 1957. So using this letter to say it was clear, that is a lie.
Hey, my people. And I see him now. I said, let me just play you guys. This tape I promised to play you guys. I'll just be busting my tummy. I'll be busting here. I'll be laughing my ass off. I just look at Festus Keyamo and I pity his children. I just wonder how. Oh my God. May our future never depend on lying for people that will feed us. Honestly speaking, it is a shame. It is a shame. Well, that is my short clip. Let's get back to the conversation. Go on, this is gone.
If Festus Keyamo is subpoenaed in court today to defend this same exact thing he said on the count of perjury with 14 years imprisonment, I promise you Festus Keyamo will renege on every single word he has just said. It's easy to throw away misinformation in front of Shehu, in front of the media, but I remind Nigerians, a man won a mandate, stole a mandate according to him, and was going around showing off this document to everybody. Tinubu is not sick. He went to the Oba of Lagos, crowded atmosphere. He went to the house of Tony Elumelu, well-recorded video. But once Peter Obi submitted his petition, bam, like this, Tinubu disappeared from Nigeria to the point that his private jet asked Ayata to be able to fly anonymously out of Nigeria to somewhere in the world where nobody could record it. It was obedience that found out that that jet was in France. He was now forced to do video. It's very possible that after he saw that petition, he got heart attack. That one is very possible because I know that what they were hoping was, Atiku, all of us na thief, all of us na ashawo. So wetin go happen be say we no go just shout call ourselves ashawo. They did not calculate Peter Obi or the obedient movement where one guy enter ashawo fight, but no be ashawo. So when they come thief in this thing, the guy carry everybody go prison, call everybody ashawo, true. So the ashawos now they shocked. Say, now wow, is that how you used to do? But it is what it is. You stole this mandate. And the beauty of this is that we also did not just win one state in Abia. We won several states in the state governorship election. And the way this election, the federal election was handled, also led to a lot of voter apathy for the state elections, which also led to us losing a lot of states as well. And in the state election is where PDP even rigged more than APC because they saw that it was a free-for-all. As a taxpayer, Mahmoud Yakubu cannot tell me he collected 355 billion naira and then handled the election with plastic container that we used to sell bonds. Nationwide, he just went and bought puff-puff container and we were putting ballot box inside puff-puff container. And that's what they did with 355 billion. Mahmoud Yakubu will go to prison on several counts. But one of the most important counts is eventually, so what did he spend money on? What did he spend 355 billion on? I repeat, Deloitte handles Big Brother. The whole Nigeria will vote. At the end of the week, they go tell one person, say, go come on. Deloitte will post everything on record. Nigerians will spend money on voting in Big Brother, but the election will come out and nobody has ever quarreled with either the winner or the people that were nominated or voted out since the history of that show till now. But INEC, that we will carry our own money and give, went and carried puff. Look, after this, please, after the beavers machine, the puff container, and the paper, and a few plastic chairs and tables, what else did INEC do that can warrant 355 billion? Because last, even the police showed up unarmed. So it's not like the police bought riot gear. It's not they brought dog. It's not they bought horses. They didn't buy patrol vehicles. What was 355 billion naira spent on? Mahmoud Yakubu must still send us the invoice. Because even those puff containers, how much were they and how much were bought? If we had 140,000 polling units nationwide, I know it's 100 and something thousand polling units nationwide. Oh yeah, now two puff container and ballot box per polling station. Mahmoud Yakubu, where did you spend 355 billion? I yield. Nigerians will have so many questions to ask of this government. Thank you
Bro,
very much.
you see their jail uniform, it go there embroidered. They will come put that.
My brother, they use copper, so it's not like they paid any. Who are ad hoc staff? Ad hoc staff were still people who nominated.
Yakubu first also their jail uniform, it go there embroidered. Now that Ashiwaju logo then go put for the chest.
They go use Kente and Adire do their own.
Jail number go start from mandate 001.
No, Yakubu na sell 419. Tinubu na sell
420 based on Choco.
based on Choco. Based on highness. Sell 420. Weekend go down they sell 421 based on whiskey. So they go the whiskey.
Whiskey, yes, your body whiskey. Imagine all those kind of mumu top boy Chris them. You they support Wiki, they go just send you airtime. 1,005 for 6 gig per week. 1 month 24,000. Then you
Bro,
go come see where
weekly
Wike,
uniform na agbada o. Na
you go come see
agbada
where Wike sit down, drink cognac, £9,000. Person school fees for UK. Jackpa where you go, Jackpa change your whole family destiny. Now they go drink for cognac. They go come tell you, say, yes, take picture of me with this cognac. Post it. I think it's an idiot. Post it there. You say go come post the cognac. Obedient go come prove to you, say that cognac where you post now £9,000. You go collect 1.5 load 6 gig MTN per week. Begin the tweet top boy Chris. Hey! Saddam, better make I be obedient, I beg.
I swear to God,
Hey.
no, that there's no feeling better than being at the media. You know that you're doing this for God, for love of God and for
Go
your
down
country.
for country.
You know that you know this. You know this. There's nothing backing you. There's no incentive to this because as then I was telling somebody, I said the worst administration I want to work under is a P2B administration. The worst administration. I'm saying this one more time. The worst administration
Which
any
nobody, you never
Nigerian.
see say the whole obedient, nobody they fight for position from
The
Bishop
worst
to
thing you
Pearl
can
to
do is to go and
Saddam to
lobby to
NCC.
work on that
We
P2B.
know one position, we
You
there
go
online.
suffer. You
Peter,
go
we go to
suffer.
ask you what did you achieve today for Nigeria?
You get
No sleep.
one of the guys who work on that as essay for governorship. The guy they vex. He they vex. He
Saddam, I don't
follow
want to talk. You get one girl we
he
work
follow
for
one those people they do
PO.
opposition for P2B now.
Saddam, you get one girl,
NC they
our
come first,
friend,
they come. Present those things
we
story
work
then
for
you
PO.
go.
Make I give you this gist. The funny guy we work for PO. I no see the girl. No man a town girl we dey see for town. I no can see him. That time we should work for PO. Now then they follow PO that time for helicopter, 4 states a day, everything. Now recently I dey see the girl for town. I dey see her for groove. You get where I see her seven, she still wear bikini for a lash. I tell her, I say, I have fun. I said, no, they work for PO again. She just do her hair. Say, see, that she saw 2 gray strands in her hair after working with Peter Obi for 6 months. She tell her, say she no fit do again. 2 gray strands come off for her hair. Girl of 34 years old. Have you waiting? She said she don't do it again.
No,
Feel
so
like say you don't know what they happen for PCC.
if you work with a man, you will just know you no. If you are especially if you have a mindset of stealing, like it's about those people, you will just die. You will die of you want just imagine coming to P2B and tell that you want him to sign into law. 12 fire trucks for 24 billion. Peter no go sleep now.
You no go sleep. Peter no go
Peter no go
sleep.
sleep.
That aviation
You
sector
go
no
to
go sleep.
shout. You go say 24 waiting billion. Ha! You go call your friends for China. Come. Say how much did they say? How much be jet? Fight how much be helicopter? Where they gonna spray water with helicopter? Where Messi go buy? Hey, God have mercy. These are the fucking level of impunity these bastards have enabled this.
How
Imagine
much to construct river or lake
God.
next to each airport?
Do you know what it means that a minister of sports come out and say to renovate stadium, you need 24
Not
billion.
stadium one, the main bowl. The main bowl. People
Not
don't
to
understand.
build.
Not the stadium.
24 billion naira to renovate stadium. There's another thing like 24. Functional came with his own to is it renovate third
Turnaround maintenance.
maintenance of third mainland bridge 24 billion also. Imagine this kind of money how can you even stand in Aso Rock in the presidential office and present that kind of thing to Peter Obi? How? Please, which you don't get. My God, you end up in jail for the rest
We
of your
never
life.
put AC for all the school within
Now
Nigeria.
imagine say that Peter Obi and Dati did that office. Dati if he slap you, Dati if he give you
That's go give you backhand. You go just
go give you
power.
The guy slap when you see Dati go give you. You don't go know where he go rock more fast rock. Imagine this is the kind of impunity these bastards that are running this government are enabling today, and that's why they don't want Peter to emerge. They know that cutting. When we say Nigeria has money, people say it's a lie. Cutting cost of governance alone in Nigeria, our budget alone, you will see the money that Peter will save from cutting cost of governance alone. You will see projects you will run.
Saddam, they want to spend 2.2 billion naira to count Nigerians in a census. When Nigerians
No.
started...
Stop there. No. 996 billion naira. What are you saying?
Two,
You're saying
sorry,
billion
$2.2
dollars.
billion.
900,
2.2.
call it in naira so that I just understand.
Okay.
990 something billion naira for census
Fantastic. Now,
in
in
3
that
days.
census, when Nigerians
You
started
don't go
to
better
prove
for
to
APC.
them that they knew about their ethnicity, we started having discussions around religion and tribe. The Nigerian Census Board got up today in breaking news and said religion and tribe has been removed from the census. So I ask, what are you then counting us for? What are you counting? When we, the people, have told you that what is most important for us, we want to find out within the census is how many of us are there per tribe, how many languages are being spoken in this country, and how many people per religion. Because these are along the lines that so many lies have been peddled in this country, from governance to even how we socially interact with each other on a day-to-day. And the census board said that they are going to remove ethnicity and religion from the census. So I beg you, Nigerians, what are they counting?
They already find. They have already found.
But guess what will happen, Saddam? They will pull a Mahmoud Yakubu, and when the result comes out, they will now ascribe numbers and tell you, they said it, but they didn't upload to the census rev, the C rev, or the I rev. You go hear things, and you go hear things. No worry, no, they go.
It's crazy. All right, guys. Let's. People are in my DM asking me for the video I just played. That video, please. Is that if you don't even know, that was an 18 minutes clip. You see how short it went. It is up on the jumbotron. I just quoted the tweet. Please, you guys can share the tweet. You can copy it. In fact, make tweets of your own. Let that video go viral. Help educate more people. Download it, post it on your WhatsApp status. Let people understand the crux of the issue that pertains to the drug dealing case. Why we are also here talking about the Tinubu Perjury. I saw David Hundeyi on the platform. I think he has. If he can come back, David, please come back here, please. You did an amazing job in this perjury. You have help us expose this fucking criminal. We are relying on his drug dealing case, and we don't know that everything about the man is fake. Certificate fake, date of birth fake. He has 2 genders. He's a male. He's a male in Nigeria. He was a female in America. He was a black American in America. He's a Nigerian in Nigeria. He never worked in Deloitte. Everything about this man is fake. And when you submit such a document to Nigeria under oath, it is 14 years imprisonment. So not just are we saying on this platform that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a drug dealer, we are also saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu committed perjury. So please, guys on the platform, I'm sorry I've not saying it for a long time. Please make tweets for us. Let us make sure we try and trend Bola Ahmed Tinubu committed perjury. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a drug dealer, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu for prison this night. So guys, make a couple of tweets. I will go back to the speakers. Uncle Guyemi, if you're ready to speak right now, please unmute and speak. If not, I will have to jump you one more time. Thank you. Oga Guyemi, are you there? Cricket, silence. All right, let me come to you, lady. Peju, you've been here for long, so I'll bring you in. Peju, good evening. You have the space. Welcome.
Good evening, Sadir. Saddam. Thank you. Hi, Sizzle. Hi, Jimmy. Oh God, I love this space. Um, uh, um, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so going to the perjury. Let's start with the perjury. So the perjury. I agree with. Oh, I forgot who it was that was making that point. Ah. Otumba. It was Otumba that was making that point. I agree with him when he was talking about the perjury, how long the perjury has been happening. I will add to it that perjury was already happening when he was a drug dealer or even before he left Lagos. Even when Agent Musk was asking him, when he called Agent Musk and Agent Musk was asking him in the German's affidavit, he wrote that Tinubu denied he had other accounts, that he had other accounts. So if he was already lying then, and then when they now searched was when they now found the Citibank accounts and other international accounts on him. So this guy he's been doing this perjury thing. It's in his nature for a long time. Dr. Lu was also mentioning, based on Sabdam's post of the documents, where Dr. Lu was mentioning about the blank primary and secondary school. He had to keep that blank because they've been trying to investigate him since 1999. If Gani didn't get sick, Gani would Fawemi would have followed up. So they've been trying to investigate this thing since then, And my sister Uchi Chioma, God bless you, because I love your submission. And to add to what you were saying, my sister, he Tinubu actually got away with it then because everybody he put around him in Lagos were all corrupt. This is why this case is so strong, because Peter is not like them. Let me tell you something. Going back to what Dr. Lu was saying about the blank of the primary and secondary school, my dad went to GCI Ibadan, Government College Ibadan. My dad, my late dad is late now, unfortunately. He went there, and I don't think there's any one of his old boys that I don't have their number in my phone. Let's just go there. Eh? So how can Tinubu? That's why he had to remove it, because he must have seen that, this Peter, Atiku won't do it because PDP, they're all thieves. I'm sorry. I don't care. Anybody loves the PDP before, whatever, I will say it. PDP, they are all thieves, because PDP has stuff on him that if they were not thieves, they should bring it out right now. And they did not bring it out in the affidavit, because if they had brought it out in the affidavit, guess what? All of Twitter will blow up on it, on the stuff they have on each other. So they're all crooks and criminals, every single one of them. Okay, so that's the GCI issue. The other thing is this: inside their old boys in GCI, my dad's particular old boys, one of their big things was anti-corruption, because most of them studied abroad. Most of them got scholarship. My dad got scholarship, studied in London, and then came back. That was the agenda: was to come back to Nigeria, make Nigeria better. That was Awolowo. They were all following Awolowo at that time. That was the agenda. That was how it was going. Some of them have strayed, like Shoyinka and the rest of them. They've strayed. They followed the thieves, which happens. Nigeria itself is a crime scene. Let's just put it that way. You can go to local government, get affidavit for anything, and that's why Tinubu, somebody you are not. But let's be frank. It's these politicians that have also propagated in, and that's what I like what Sizul and Emir was saying. They've propagated this thing and they've really ingrained it into society. So for it to be uprooted, God bless you guys in this movement. Oh, geez. Oh, I pray that it will be well for every one of you and your families and your generations following. Because this thing you are doing, you're uprooting. You're uprooting the deep-seated evil that they've planted in the ground. You're uprooting it from the roots. Okay, back to what my sister Chioma was saying. So she mentioned why didn't the speaker do anything? The speaker himself, Oku Foriji, Jimmy will help me with these names, because sometimes I can't even pronounce my own Yoruba names. That's why I had to marry an Edo man, because my Yoruba is not that good. so, so
No shall run for public office in Lagos.
What did, I know, right? I know. I'm not even qualified anymore as Yoruba.
You
Are
don't
you
think in
kidding?
Yoruba, please.
Let me tell you something. My husband was living in Agor because I'm still abroad. So when I would go to the market, they used to think I was Igbo girl. So I'm not surprised if I go and vote now.
If
Those
you had gone to
Ageros
the
will
polling
probably
unit
kill
to
me.
vote for APC, they go still plank you. They'll think you are Labour Party.
They will still kill me. So this guy, the speaker, Akuru Foroju or whatever, whatever his name was, Okuforiji or whatever his name was, the speaker, he was speaker for almost a decade or more. The guy embezzled 300 million plus. You know how much money that was back then? If you convert it to dollar. And you know this APC, they still steal in dollars. They don't steal in naira. Oh. Jesus help us. So if you convert it, what is stole then? Why do you think he won't let the other thief also go. You think he will investigate Tinubu? Tinubu, they probably knew more about him. Who else? Because most of these people, it's not that they're only stealing, they're also killing, like Shetima and the rest of them, and Festus Keyamu, that was implicated in Bola Ige's murder, and Omisore, or is that how you say his name? The chairman of APC himself, that was also implicated in the murder itself. So
Iyola Omishore was implicated in the murder of Bola Ige. You're
Bola
very
Ige,
right.
thank you.
Yes.
So they all criminals, thieves, liars. So what were we expecting? One thing I will tell you is this: please, obedience, don't lose heart. The Bible says in Galatians 5:7, who has deceived you? You have a case that is even stronger than what US has on Trump. Obi's case is stronger. So stop going to APC sites and listening to nonsense. I don't think there's anybody on that is APC affiliated on my profile. Even my family members that are APC affiliated, when they send me nonsense, I intentionally made my DP Labour Party so that nobody gets confused. Please, that's the way you can make influences. Try it within your family yourself. Keep a stand. So they disown you, big deal. Your generations won't disown you. That one is better than the ones who have already passed now, that have already lied and killed themselves, that you know where they are going. Save your own generations, please. Thank you. I will yield the mic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Perjury. Nice one. Thank you. All right, let's move on real quick. Here's the announcement, brother. Good evening. How are you doing today? Welcome.
Good evening, Malgal. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Olga, Jimmy, and Sizzle. Good evening, everybody on the space. It's nice to be here again. I won't take so much time. You know, for the past 4 or 5 violence spaces, I'll just join from the beginning and stay till the end and listen to everybody. In fact, when you stay in the listener session, you will know that you yourself, Saddam, you dey miss. So you dey miss. In fact, all of you that are hosting and co-hosting, you una dey miss. So if you go down to the listener session, start this space from start to finish, you will know that you people are missing. The thing is wonderful. It's in fact, I told you the other day that there is a problem. I think I need to go and see my doctor. The space is now turning into addiction. You know, like if you don't listen to if you don't come to space, you will not be all right. So, but thank God. Just like I said, I won't take our time. These are interesting times. When you were playing Kayamo's clip, in fact, this space is recorded. You people can take me to court because the government of Tinubu is going to be a government of court. It's just that it is unfortunate that we are going to take our mandate back. But assuming his government was ever going to exist, it's just going to be a government of go to court. There will be nothing. You slap a police officer, go to court. Anything, just go to court. I make bold to say that Kayamo, he bought that certificate. There's nothing of law around him. There's nothing of law. I swear with my life. There is nothing of law around Kayamo. That man bought that certificate. In fact, if you check his track record, you might find out that Tinubu is better in terms of everything. The man is just empty. I've never seen a thing like that. Like,
bro, anybody with Tinubu better pass. That person a devil.
so but the
Keyamo gets 21 court case, lost 17, drew 2, won 2. 1 was on technicality. That one a lawyer.
So the thing is terrible. It's terrible. Somebody in one sentence, you contradict yourself like 4 times. Just in one, you've not left the sentence, but you've already contradicted yourself like 4 times. So it's wonderful. And then please, as regards INEC chairman, I have an announcement for Nigerians and everybody on this space. INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu is the new constitution of Nigeria. the constitution of Nigeria was suspended by him, and we did not know that even on that day, at that 4 a.m., that he swore in Tinubu at midnight, that he also suspended the constitution of Nigeria and made himself the new constitution of Nigeria. In fact, I don't think we are the judges. Even this go to court self, I don't think Mahmoud Yakubu will tell the judges what to do. Because Mahmoud has, in fact, whatever he says is law. That's what he's trying to tell us now. He can, before election, he will do video, even in Chatham House and everywhere in London, that results our guideline. He will list the guideline for the world to know, using beavers to transmit results from the polling unit. After election, he will tell us that, well, that according to that, the guideline is subjected to you, that, in fact, you can even use beavers, you might not even use it. So with that, he is the new law. Whatever he says is what it is. That is what he's trying to tell us. Even the one he has said now that is not necessary. Tomorrow he might say another one. So listen to Mahmoud Yakubu. Whatever he says is the constitution of Nigeria. He has come out to tell you that Abuja is irrelevant. You know, till today I did not know that Abuja is not even in the map of Nigeria. He told you that it does not exist. You know, and that everything about the petition should be dismissed. So it is such a wonderful movie to watch. But one thing I want to tell Nigerians, and one thing I want to encourage us, the obedience in this space. It took us less than 9 months to plan an election. An election that had cabals. Some of the cabals had 22 billion in cash in their house, in their various houses. But that structure of criminality, we dismantled it. You know, when you say the structure of criminality will be this, it's not we have dismantled it, because the election, we won in a landslide. We show them, say, if crowd cook for you, you know, fit chop and finish. That is why till today, they have not been able to finish. They have not finished rigging the election. No? Because as I'm talking to you people on this space, over 10,000 polling units have not been uploaded. The rigging is still not rigging. The rigging, he choke. That is how the landslide. When Sisu will always say it here, that we're going to win a landslide. We said it and we followed it up. And in less than 9 months, it came to pass. We won the election in a landslide. And one thing that should encourage you is what you have been able to do. And that thing we have been able to do, I want the elites, the APC people and the PDP people listening on this space, go and tell your guys that these same people that won this election in less than 9 months, to collect that mandate, not choice, nothing they there, nothing. Now, to collect that mandate, you don't need plan itself. But as una want make we plan for una, we are in court now. That is the planning. We have started. But you see that certificate of return, it must, like it. You see that certificate of return, it must be returned. These same people that won this election in a landslide, we will collect it. So don't do anything to the certificate. Wherever you are, I don't want to know where you travel to. Now you know. You run, come out for country, so that just like 4 a.m. If you like say this swearing in, where did they plan for 29? It's still by 4 a.m. they are planning it. We no go even know. We go to sleep. We go hear say jet. Don't enter. If you like say in the airport, they go run everything. Piam. Now what you want to do? You want sneak out, then sneak in again for night. Collect presidency. Thief, criminal. See movements. Everything about a man is wayo. See as they run up and down like small pikin. You go from here. See as they do hide and seek up and down. Someone that wants to be the president of a country. You just they do hide and seek. You and who they do hide and seek. Who ask you for video? Who ask you for picture? Who ask you for verification? At your age, old man, see what you are doing. I said Tinubu's madness is at level 12. Kayamo is at 11.5 now. Very soon he will start testing microphone. Bet me. If Kayamo no test microphone, you see Kayamo, FFK, if these two people don't test microphone in this their lifetime, no, that is not me that is talking. So please, you see this certificate, we are going to collect it. We don't even need so much planning. Our guy is already leading the thing. We're on course. This court case, it go touch everybody. By the special grace of God, this Tinubu case, if it is possible before that 6 weeks time, CNN go carry am, Al Jazeera go carry am, BBC go carry am. May we see where they want sit down, inaugurate that inauguration. By the time the internet, all the international news, Uber Facts don't start, Daily Loud don't start. Now so you go, they go, CNN go carry. Everybody will carry it. May I see where they one day carry the thing. And I want to see that America that will be looking at a convicted drug lord. How did they allow that man? See, there is a lot of collusion. America need to explain themselves. Because this is collusion. How did Tinubu manage to escape? People that are convicted of drug should be serving prison sentence. How did he manage to escape from there? It is
No, my
time for
brother,
them.
his case was being held. The hearing was he was in Nigeria already. He don't come Nigeria, carry drug money, come Nigeria and contest for senator. He carry the money, come Nigeria, they flex. They carry babes, they contest for senator. You know, because that case for that side. It is anyway. Did you during the elections? Did you not see where they brought out one fake visa that he got visa?
International visa.
Yes, but did he go to America? He no go now. Fucking criminal, but go on, bro.
Oh, you want to use immunity travel. Okay, you want to use diploma. Okay, you want to use immunity enter America. That's why the America, they hungry. No, it's not going to work. So please, my people, let's keep the fire burning. As I yield, please, a lot of people do not know that we are in court. I was in a tanker, I called a tanker man, he didn't come. I said, let me drive myself to the tanker park. So when I got there, anywhere I am, I always bring out a discussion that has to do with P2B. So I just started telling them, yes, I know all of you are, but let's just keep up the hope that you people know we are in court now. They were like, how? Court? Like most of these elderly people, some of them have moved on with their life. So, but what I want us to do is that just both online, during the political campaign, we are doing it both online and offline. Please, let's go back to that energy and that zeal. Online, we are in court. Offline, we are in court. Now we are in a judicial rally. We have finished political rally and we won the political rally in a landslide. My WhatsApp status, I used it during the political rally. Twitter, I used it during the political rally. Facebook, I used it during the political rally. Almost everything around my life, I used it during the political rally. We have not yet collected the mandate yet. You never collect them, so you are not permitted to sleep. If you even look at P2B, some of the places he's going to, he's still wearing Labour Party shirts. I don't know if you people noticed. Like Peter Brain, Peter is a dangerous person. Like Peter is preparing all round. Like he's still in that campaign mood while going to court. So that worst case scenario, because we've not had a presidential election, that's why when people say we got 6 million votes, one obedient say I nearly slapped him. Because which vote? You say 6 million was allocated to you, fine. I will understand it. But we got 6 million. You and who got? We have not done presidential election. We have not done president. It's when we do presidential election, we can now discuss the statistics behind the election. We have done House of Rep. We have done Senate. All those ones are uploaded from the polling units. When we upload presidential, when we do presidential election and upload from the polling unit, we cannot discuss the statistics behind the numbers that we got. I cannot discuss allocated numbers because if Namidi Mahmoud, you know how to allocate number. I feel give APC 10,000 or 14,000 votes. It's all about allocation. All these things, Bauchi and Gombe.
Yeah, so they allocate them 80,000 votes for Obiakpo.
Bauchi and Gombe have exactly the same number of people. All of them came out the same time at the polling unit, the same accreditation, the same everything. Like these people uploaded the result before the election. na Nigeria. Hey! Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I've never seen a country like this in my life. Since they bomb me, I never see this. Since they bomb me. See, if in my next life I come out in this country, I commit suicide straight. I will not try it. I cannot take this place for a second option. Again. Let me just take this one and go. Might just take and say, the angel will run. Will run. But I will prepare. My next coming. No, if he takes something, even in the heavens, something to carry me go like Luxembourg or Germany, any other country, except this country. Yeah? Because you uploaded the presidential result before the election. Keep. That's to show you the place where we are, the country where we find. So if not for beavers, there would have not been any. We for not even know what thing they happen. But God will help us all, and this our mandate. We are going to collect it. Don't bother yourself. Don't. It will happen before your eyes. You see the story. It's not that I understand what these people did to our fathers. Do you know our mothers depend so much on us? There's this supermarket that is owned by one very big woman. You know, I'll usually go there, I call her mommy and buy things. So she knows me as obedient. So she always asks me, my son, how are you people? So what is going on now? I'll be like, Mommy, don't worry. We are on top of the situation. We are in court now. I'll brief her about the court cases, list the points for her. That even if he misses in this one, he will not miss in this one. And that we are saying that the court, in fact, we want to air it live so that you too, you'll be involved. So you know what is going on. And she will say like, well, please, you know, the truth is that these people, they thought it is our own generation. They messed up with the wrong generation. Please, you people should keep it up. Keep the fire burning. Like, they depend on us. And me, I know they're ready to tell my children any kind of rubbish story. Any story I'm going to tell my children is going to be an obedient story. A full-fledged obedient story of not one that will start with high tempo and end with a sad story where it is good story throughout. Yes, they thief the mandate in the election, but we went and recovered it. That is the story I'm going to tell. I cannot tell the sad story of a war, say no war, person key no key. No, that certificate of return will be returned, and I will not be branded because of another man's sin. Tinubu cannot come and brand me, because when you people don't understand it. Even the folks in PDP, I don't even know whether you people understand the implication of what is about to happen. America, a government that works, not a government that goes to the Supreme Court for interpretation of and. It is a government that follows their constitution. They have a constitution already. You make a drug law, your president, you will be branded a narcotic state, not the region where he's coming from, or the tribe, where even though he's tribeless, he's claiming another person's tribe, but not his tribe, his region, his religion, that will be branded. The country, Nigeria, your passport, both your citizens within and outside, will be branded a narcotic state. And the implication is heavy. Now, we know if you travel. By that time, if it's just God that will have mercy on us. So I will not be branded because of another man's sin. Let him go to his jail, rot in his jail, and face the crimes of his drug dealings himself. He should not rub it off on an entire nation. Thank you very much. And my brother Jimmy, I see you. You know, I'm walking, you know, I always say it. As I yield, I'm a repented obedience. I was not obedient from day one. In fact, let me confess today now. Let me make a very big confession. Peter Obi, the day he moved to Labour Party, I was still in P. You know, I'm a PDP boy. I always say I was the first person that said that this man is not serious. That how can he move? That he would have that no need. But there is this obedient guy in Abuja, my very good man. He said, "Don't worry, just come over. We will win this election. Sure, you like Peter Obi? Just come. I joined the movement, and since that day till today, people like me, you know, some people have come to claim that they even created the movement. I no create anything. I repent. I repented and joined the movement. And since that day, I've been, in fact, if you see the way I'm looking at my record now, if you see the way I'm moving, not be everything now they accept. Because FBI, I dey fear Jimmy past DSS. DSS of Nigeria is just lover. Because when you listen to the FBI of other countries, what you hear is FBI busts, is busts, FBI uncovers. Now, before you see FBI for news, they come with facts and figures and details. But our own FBI na rumor, na gist lover. Our own FBI na rumor, they just like na gossip. Our own DSS they gossip mill Niger. Na our own DSS. I fear Jimmy for this space. I say I dare obedient space. Person commit crime. One person just said, please, can I get his name so that I can just pull up where he works, the number of kids he has, his address. I could just make this everything available to you in less than 10 minutes. Here, me to request Mike, fear. I said, did Jimmy disguise himself into an... That I used to know when Jimmy is around. I be Jimmy don't get PA. Because I fear Jimmy pass anything. Because of Jimmy now, I'm looking at my record. Because there's a way Jimmy used to ask his own question. Are you sure? I want to ask you one more time. That certificate you're talking about, did you get it from that university you're talking? Your leg, eh? Your leg, you go remember all the
You
something.
get one governor. I don't forget the governor when Jimmy asked this question. I be like, so that man mind cut.
Maesa.
So,
He will still come here, Sha.
so I fear Jimmy pass everything for this thing. So now, me, I'm working on my own self now so that tomorrow I can come in this space, in case I want to come. For now, I know if you contest anything, if you work. My record, I know if you talk to go and verify now. If I tell you to go and verify, it has to stop in April when I joined Obedient Movement. If you pass April, if you pass the month of April, no tell me say na me tell you say go verify. I will tell you where it started when I joined the Obedient Movement. That is where
You gonna be like APC member.
that is where your verification in the Jimmy way will stop. If you carry on from there, so I'm doing a lot of work now to be sure that I'm both obedient on space, online, and offline. So thank you very much, my people. That certificate of return must be returned. And I yield. Good night, everybody. I will go back to the listener session now. Oga, push me down. My relax.
Oh, God. Hey, God, obviously. This is the easiest section. Oh my goodness, I agree with you. I see my brother David, Day. I've been discussing your article since. So if you could come up here and give us share some light, it will do well for us. But meanwhile, guys, please let's keep tweeting with the hashtag Bola Tinubu committed perjury. Bola Tinubu is a drug dealer. Bola Tinubu for prison. You see how we say it with our chest. I've been waiting for APC people. Cut it out and go and post. Please cut it out and go and post. Thank you, David, for coming up. Cut it out and go and post, please. I said it. Cut it out. Cut this stuff now and go and post it. I said Bola Tinubu for prison. Bola Tinubu committed perjury. Bola Tinubu is a drug dealer. Cut it out and post it and tag DSS. You will not do it because you know what I'm saying is true. Backed with facts and evidence. Thank you, David.
But Saddam, Festus Keyamo, apart from being a spokesperson for the APC and for the Bola Tinubu campaign, cannot miss prison as well.
No, you can't.
Because you see, when a man has certain issues against him, the APC claims to have 56 million registered members. But you don't see them going out and giving facts and figures about Bola Tinubu as if they were his disciples when he was strolling barefoot from Nazareth to Galilee. Oh, great man school from home. I was with him. Even myself, I don't go to school now. Now both of us read the WAEC from house because the conviction, the way he's yelling at Shehu Akimbaloye as if, he was the lesson teacher of Bola Tinubu that taught him from home. Festus Keyamo defends Tinubu in issues that he was probably a toddler when these issues existed or were being deliberated. Half of the things I know about Bola Tinubu, or half of the things I'm forced to deliberate or even discuss about him, are from Keyamo, talking rubbish. And it's also very ironic that people who took him to court for these same issues are the people defending him today. On Twitter, from D. Olusegun to all these other young morons, these zombies, there is a tweet from everybody in APC today that says Bola Tinubu is not fit for president. And it breaks my heart that these same young people today are the ones supporting this. I think I saw a tweet today, whether from Omojuwa or from Ogbeni Dikbo, going as far as saying that Peter Obi would make a great president. Barely a few years ago, and then all of a sudden,
Dikbo campaigned for Peter. He made so many talking points for Peter. He met him in the airport.
My goodness,
2017 or so. You have talked about
how
Peter
do
very
people
well.
throw away their conscience like this? No wahala,
It's
Saddam. I
unfortunate.
yield. It
Thank
gets
you,
to a
my
point, it confuses me, then it unconfuses me, then it confuses me. It makes me feel like I'm in the twilight zone, and I've complained about this a lot. Nigeria, I refuse. I hold on to my sanity more than this. This gaslighting is rubbish. It's rubbish.
All right, thank you very much. I think thank you. I see Inebe Young, you're welcome to the platform also. Thank you. If you could join us up, it would be nice. David, thank you, my brother. I said let me give you your flowers here also again, because I was just hailing you earlier on before when the space started. I woke up this morning and I opened my when I jumped on Twitter, I saw the first tweet I saw was Perjury. Somebody made a tweet about Perjury and it had very low Bola Tinubu's Perjury case, and it had very low engagement and everything. I was like, it just struck on my spirit that I should talk about Perjury today. And N6 have always been screaming about Perjury, and I was like, I always shut him down when he talks about Perjury and everything. And I while I was praying for the space today, I had a quick Google search on Bola Tinubu's Perjury. And the first thing that came up, I think one of the first stories that came up, I saw had to do with your article. Has Bola Ahmed Tinubu committed perjury? West African Weekly at substack.com, and I went into it, and what I saw was I was blown away. And I have to confess that I am one of those bad Nigerians that we do not read most times. When they say read something, we don't go read them. We always like when it goes out, then it becomes a popular topic, then we'll read. And I now went and I saw that he wrote this article as far back as November 17th. And we have done justice to the article. But it is good to have you here. And I now understand why most times when I hear your speech, you're always like, people should read it now. You have to even do so many breaking downs and everything. And I understand why. Because I see the level of hard work that was put into this article. And my brother, I say, man, God bless you. So please, David, if you can just break it down for us as you always do on the platform, break it down for us.
Why? Saddam, I beg, before David go, you see, when David did that, first of all, when he did the first the drug case thing, he was the reason why I went to the courthouse to collect the documents. David was the main reason why I went, just to confirm, say, this guy, you then talk, say, he be thief, he talk, say, the drug dealer, I went there. When he did this one for the perjury, I read it. This was the reason why I went to Chicago State University, though I hit a brick wall there. But I was pushing so hard, but before I knew it, they were giving me names on Twitter, cloud chasers. But when I read that, I saw every single thing David put out there. I read every single thing David put in the article. And oh my goodness, the evidences he added, the certificates, every single thing. And that pointed out the fact that everyone that has been calling Chicago State University, when they called to confirm, did any Bola Tinubu attended this school? Yes, he did, or she did. But what they don't know is if that particular person is a male or a female. So no matter how many times you call, they will tell you, say, go. And people are talking about his picture being in the yearbook. Anybody can do that. I went to the school. I saw the wall of ovation where they put everybody. I don't see Tinubu picture there. But I just had to say that this guy has done a lot of jobs. So all these ones, so now they see, say, Jimmy go the courthouse, so Jimmy go correct document. David was the one that did it. I was just following to just convince people that, oh, well, this guy said it, it's true. And it's a public record. So, David, welcome. God bless you, my brother. The floor is yours now. Thanks.
Thank you. I thought it was very funny that Saddam confessed that you are one of those people. We go see article, we no go read that.
I swear to God, I can't confess. I swear.
Saddam confessed plenty
I had,
things
see,
earlier in
David,
the show.
I had to call S6, and I was shouting. I was just shouting. I was saying, hey. See, I had to send him the link. S6 say, Saddam, I've read this thing, and that's why I've been shouting since now. David did it. I read it. I say, oh, more, I fuck up. God. But continue. I know I'm not ashamed to say I fucked up. I fucked up, bro. I have subscribed to your this thing. I will be the first. Please drop new one. Please. I will read.
So, and to be honest, I was also a bit surprised, maybe a bit taken aback that this story wasn't more prominently featured in the petitions of both the Labour Party and the PDP, actually. Because in my opinion, I actually thought that this was the lower hanging fruit, even compared to
I've been saying it all the time.
Because basically there's a link on the Jumbotron, I think. So if anyone still hasn't read this story, please go and read it. How I try to construct my stories is to make it such that it's not just a story. It's not just David talk say or person talk say. I always try to construct it almost like an academic paper, so you can see everything. I won't even just embed the links. I'll go and pick out what is in the link and paste it visually into the story. So I always try and break it down as granular a manner as possible, so that if you read it, you can't but understand it. So that's why I always recommend that people should please read it. Don't just go by the gist that people are gisting about it on Twitter. Read it as well. Because once you've gone through that story, it becomes very clear that not only is this guy obviously committed perjury, he lied about everything, but not only is he a dirty liar, he's also a very incompetent one, a very lazy one. Because if you are going to submit a forgery to INEC, I mean, I've never created a forged document before. But I'm pretty sure that if I wanted to create a forged document, especially if I was submitting it to INEC and I was running for president of 200 million plus people, I'm pretty sure that I would put in a bit more effort than what this guy did. Because literally what he or someone working for him did was go to Google, type in fake Chicago State University certificate, click on the first results, which is diplomamakers.com, and then purchase a template from there. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. How you can literally see the templates that this forgery submitted was based on. It has the same grammatical errors, the same formatting, the same font, everything. And then when you compare it to the actual certificate, it's just so, I don't know which adjective to use anymore. Like, it's the sort of thing that if you did it when you were in secondary school, your classmates will laugh at you if you got caught. But this person did it to a whole country, did it with INEC. So I don't, there was a tweet I made about it a few weeks ago where I said, every morning when I wake up, I look at myself in the mirror, and I always tell myself, now the Chris, not be me. Because I don't know how you can see all of these things, and then there's even still a case. There's even still a question about it. And actually, I also thought it was very instructive that even the APC people, the usual suspects, that have been, making a lot of noise about how, the drug trafficking is not true, blah, 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 they completely avoided this story. I thought that was very telling. Because this is that story where there's no defense. You literally can't, there's no way to escape it. And I think the story also makes it clear that INEC itself is heavily compromised, because in the first place, why did Mike Enahoro Eba have to take INEC to court to release Tinubu's EC9, which is supposed to be a public record document? INEC stayed in court for over a month fighting to keep hold of a document that should be on public record, until this lawyer won and then got the certified true copy of this document, and then was able to go to the US and then go through Lee, Eisenberg, and Franco and issue all those subpoenas and then get all this information back. And then something else which is not in the story, which but I guess I'm at liberty to disclose it now, is that he filed a criminal complaint at the FCT High Court, which was mentioned in the story. What wasn't mentioned in the story is that since he filed that complaint in November last year, all the judges basically ran away from it. No judge touched it. So basically, that criminal complaint is basically stuck in limbo, because you can file a criminal complaint in court, but if no judge will touch it, if it's not assigned to a judge, no judge is willing to go near it, then it just gets sort of stuck in the system. And that's what happened to that case. So officially it's in court, but all the judges ran away from it. So I'm trying not to insult the Nigerian judicial system here, but that's how useless the Nigerian judicial system is, basically.
My God. David, did you?
Hello?
What happened? You your mic. Go on, bro, please.
No, that was just.
I want to ask you, David. There is a story where a certain state governor went as far as confiscating the school records of a school. Please, what happened with that? Is that story real? Like, I've heard that story before. Is there any empirical evidence for it? I heard it was Lama Adesina. Were the records ever returned back to that school? Do you know about this story, please?
To the best of my knowledge, you're not going to find any evidence of that. I think all that evidence was destroyed a long time ago. Again, the only reason we even have this story is because we're going with records that exist in the US. All of the records that exist in Nigeria, this guy has thrown his money and his weight around and has ensured everything has been destroyed a long time ago.
Please, guys, please, everyone on the platform, please do subscribe to David's his website. Please subscribe to I don't mean, when I mean subscribe, be a paid subscriber. You can subscribe as low as $7 per month. It is very, very cheap. Please, everybody on the platform, support the work he's doing. You know, we said it earlier on. I for one, for the fact that I did not even read that article first of all, is one of those I judge myself, yeah. But secondly, again, it shows how useless the media is. The media right now just post one nonsense picture and say P2B wear black pants. Just post it with Photoshop picture. You will see tomorrow morning breaking news, Vanguard, Guardian, This Day, Leadership, Sahara. Every of them will take it. P2B wear black pants as breaking news. They do not post. They never ever break relevant stories.
I have a question here I want to ask David. David, please listen to this question carefully. You know, according to the urban legend, they said the Abibatu Mogaji lady probably had a daughter called Bola A. Tinubu, who had gotten admission into the school in Chicago, and then maybe through Oluwole, they probably manipulated something. But one of our brothers said, Joel Obedience, he brought up an interesting viewpoint where he said he believes that girl had gone to the school and probably maybe graduated, or towards her graduation was when she died. So the question is, do you think Tinubu even went to that uni? Or was this machination done after the young lady had read, studied, and graduated, and then they could do this manipulation? Am I making sense here?
So, I mean, according to the university's records, the person they had on file was a woman, was female. So it's impossible that this guy could have gone to that university. So probably what would have happened is, as you said, this person had either already finished, was about to finish, and then this certificate was issued in that person's name, and then this man claimed that identity, right?
And then has been working with an accounting certificate as an accountant.
It's very instructive to note that he wasn't able to go to Chicago State University to get a certified true copy of his of what was supposed to be his certificate. Why would you submit a forgery? If you went to that university, why would you submit a forgery? You know, if you are the person that the school has on record, you would simply send them an email. You don't even have to go there. You send them an email. Like when I wanted to get a certified true copy of my degree certificate from the University of Hull in 2013, when I came back to Nigeria, when I lost my original certificate, I sent an email, and then they sent me instructions of how to do it. You pay so and so amount, pay for the courier, and they delivered it to me, and I got it. It's very simple. That's how it works. So there's no reason why you would have to submit a forgery to INEC.
Oh, let me break you for you. Corruption got so bad amongst Nigerians. Now they'll ask you, who do you want to mail it to? And the school will mail it to them directly.
So, like, there is no way that he could have been the person who attended that degree program and who was awarded that certificate. There is no way. If he was the one, he could have simply gone to the university, got a certified true copy, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So it's a really open and short thing, actually.
Oh, God have mercy. All right, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for shedding more light to that article, guys. If you are yet to read the article, it's up on the Jumbotron. I'm gonna repost it one more time. Please subscribe to his weekly Africa, his West African Weekly .substack.com. Subscribe, be a paid subscriber. Support the work of individuals like him. These are the people that put their lives on the line for the country, bringing us news that you will never see. Even after doing all this hard work and bringing this news, you expect the traditional media to latch on this, as I always call them, lazy journalists. People say, no. I say that is the truth. I will spare them, Sha, because what has been so brutal with journalism. These guys have messed up free speech, and I think they're going to take it up a notch with these fucking criminals coming after them and that wants to come after them. So please subscribe to people like David. Where you see people doing the hard work, please subscribe to them. Yes, also subscribe to us, because we're also trying to build up a wing, a media wing that can also challenge and bring true news to Nigerians. N6, your hands are up. If not, let's take others. Let's bring up
No,
Go on.
my last question is just very short. David, I worry a lot about Tinubu's nationality. Physically, he does not look Nigerian. He doesn't look Nigerian ugly. He doesn't look Nigerian in stature, if you know what I mean. There is no record of this guy's parents, grandparents, mother's side, father's side. Now, we're even growing up to find that he didn't even go to school, primary, kindergarten, crèche, nursery, primary, secondary. There is no record of the midwife. There's no record of the hospital he was born in. And then all of a sudden, his story starts where he pops up in Lagos. He's adopted by this lady, and then he goes overseas on a fake passport. Where today you hear he's from Iragbiji. Tomorrow you see a thread saying he's from somewhere in Borno or Borgu. Please, I am so worried about where this man is from, nationality-wise, especially when you hear that North Korea can put people in a country for 30 years, they'll grow in the country. I don't know, but I don't know if I'm making sense, but his nationality matters so much to me. And I've drummed it here. Is there any research we can do that can get us information that goes that far back? I don't know. Maybe I'm here on a whim. Do you understand what I'm saying, brother?
Well, yeah, and the issue with that is, first of all, there's no public database in any country where you can go and verify anybody's nationality. That information is private. That's a challenge. What I will say, I mean, not to preempt things which will come out in the coming few days and weeks, but there is evidence that there are other instances of perjury he committed on the INEC EC9 regarding the nationality section. So in addition to not declaring the supposed US nationality, which Bola A. Tinubu has, even though obviously Bola A. Tinubu and this person are not the same person. But apart from not declaring that, there is at least one other nationality, and I'm not going to mention it here because, as I said, there are things that will be revealed in the coming few days and months. But I actually have a printout of a passport of a country I won't mention, and it is the passport data page of this person, and he has never mentioned anywhere that he's a citizen of that country. So it just raises so many other questions. How many nationalities does this person actually have? Obviously, this is a very wealthy person, so purchasing nationalities wouldn't be a problem for him. So the issue then is, obviously, according to the Constitution, with the exception of if you were born abroad, you are not allowed to have any supplementary citizenship if you are going to be the president of Nigeria. The exception of if you were born abroad. If you naturalized anywhere else, that is, you swore allegiance to another country, you are not allowed to run for president. But I have evidence that in at least, apart from the American one, in at least one other instance, he has naturalized nationality. So, and that's just one. I know there'll be several others that I'm not even aware of. So, again, there are more questions than answers here. Who exactly is this guy? Nobody really knows.
My brother.
I know his nationality thing is a rabbit hole. Saddam Shah don't they shout out for here. Don't worry, the legend of Bonaventure will be released soon. I yield. Saddam continue.
Bonaventure from
Shah don't they
from,
Bonaventure from
from,
Togo. Shah don't they
from
shout
Togo.
this thing. Say this man will wake up and hear that this man is from Togo. You okay?
Oh
I've
my
subscribed to
goodness.
David Hunde in
Oh my
Substack.
goodness.
We wait.
My goodness. All right, let's make conversation going. Guys, you can come up and make your submission. If you have questions for David, I think as long as you're here, could answer one or two questions. He is actually the person that brought this whole perjury case up to limelight, and that is like way back in November last year, and we were all fixated on so many other things that we did not even have that big space about this discussion. And it is so sad knowing
Saddam,
that
we
this
were
man
queuing for
is
fuel and we didn't have cash, monetary policy. I
honestly, they
just
just
remembered
brought so
what
many
November
distractions. Yeah,
was.
there were so
Okay.
many distractions at that moment that we could not even focus on this fucking criminal and how he wanted to steal his way to becoming a president. But in case you don't know, David said something. I want to break it down for you guys. But there are two Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There's one Bola Ahmed Tinubu with two. He has two genders. And when he was young, his mother gave birth to him as a woman, a black American woman, a black American woman. He grew up and turned to a man in Nigeria. As a woman, his date of birth was 1952. As a man, his date of birth was 1954. All signed, all gotten by David, all facts and figures. So you see when we speak here, that's why we can say all this and tell people, cut it to and go and translate it to, or cut it to and go and call DSS. DSS will not explain for people that what people are saying is true. Leave them alone. They know that what we say here is facts and figures. Tinubu is a criminal. Tinubu needs to end up in prison. Perjury is 14 years in jail. So guys, I want you guys to make tweets for us, please. Engage the hashtag. Let us get it trending tonight. Tinubu Bola Tinubu, sorry, please, because the Tinubu family have been in our DMs crying and saying that we should stop using Tinubu. That name is a well respected name. He has come in to destroy the name. His full name is Bola Tinubu. So please, when you're making your hashtag, let it be Bola Tinubu for prison. Hashtag Bola Tinubu for prison. Hashtag Bola Tinubu committed perjury. Hashtag Bola Tinubu is a drug dealer. Please, let's get this hashtag trending.
You might want to check the Jumbotron.
All right, thank you. What did David? You don't drop for us banger. Did you drop a banger on the Jumbotron?
God bless you, David Hunde. See, I don't they talk and say this man no be Nigerian.
Hey, David, don't drop him.
See, I don't they talk and I told you people this man is not even Nigerian ugly.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
See, I don't they shout these things since for this space.
Jesus Christ. Jesus
David Hunde,
Christ.
I beg, I owe you Azul. I beg.
My God. God have mercy.
Hey, Guinea-Bissau. Should I Guinea-Bissau be this one? No? Hey!
Saddam, the world will wreck us if this man ever enters presidency. We will be wrecked. Information will come out from this man we don't know about. Jimmy, are you on the radio, please?
Yeah, I'm having a playback, Jimmy. I don't know if I'm
Yeah, his feedback. He switched it off. Yeah.
Bro, no best, Jerry. I did as pull airport for here. They whip out for people with days at my car. Make everybody they here.
God have mercy. God have mercy. God have mercy.
Hey, David Hunde, God. You
God
said,
bless you, my brother. Guys, hey.
Archbishop, bless him, I beg.
No, let's give you a blessing. from the Church of Violence. David, yeah, for the rest of the months of the year, we are inducting you, we have indoctrinated you into the night of the Church of Violence. Yes.
An official Vawulence.
So please, people should give David some emojis. We are now knighting him. He's now sir. When you're calling him now,
Guys, please
come up here.
subscribe.
Please.
That's another way of getting
Sir,
back.
put
That's
sir
another way
behind
of
his
paying.
name.
Subscribe, I beg. Subscribe. Be cool. No,
Most importantly, please pay.
And you
Not
can
just
subscribe for people too. You can subscribe for people too.
Sharp.
Just
Please
ask
not
for their
just subscribe.
He was not a Nigerian.
Honestly.
He's not a Nigerian. He's not a Nigerian. I don't they talk this thing. I tell you now. I tell you, say this man, Bonaventure, they carry Bonaventure play. My man.
Criminal.
Hey God.
It is criminal. No.
A literally born criminal. Old school.
How can you see
Just
this
open
man?
mouth,
How can you see this man and support this man for to be your president? If you're not cursed, how can you see this man? How can you see all these baggages? How can you see all these things? How? I'm saying, let me say this to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Please, you people are having Ramadan now. Please, I am very, very certain that the Quran abhors drugs. It abhors alcohol. If you don't understand, you're thinking this man is doing well for you. The next time you'll be traveling to Lesser Hajj, they will start you like, the way they will start you, you'll be shocked. Please. We cannot afford to have this fucking criminal. Oh my God.
I just they shout, hey, David Unde donkey. Hey, God, I beg you.
Let's allow people to speak. Please, if you're up on the platform and want to speak, please, your hands should be up, please, so that we can take a cue here, please. Oh my God, my head don't shake. Hey, you don't talk this in since. You don't talk this in since.
God bless you.
Not true. All right, let's go on. Rita, God's will for Nigeria alone.
Thank you, my brother Saddam. Greetings, everyone. Oh my God, my head don't big like. I dey try to hold my head like this. But anyway, they never saw Obi coming. Na na na.
Jo.
Yo. Hey, Jesus. I say anyway Tinubu dey like this now, you go just dey ask himself, say, oh my God, who send me? Like, who send me? For just dey for Lagos, they do the kingmaker when I dey do jejely, they go. Who can't send me now? Can't do this thing when I dey do so. Hey, Jesus. When people make parable say, they say if you as an individual cook for crowd, as in for community, e no go reach dem chop, not to talk of to belle full. But if community cook for you, they no born you well. As in, you won't even know where to start eating that food from. That's exactly what is happening to this. I don't know how to call this man. Not gonna be called. I don't know how to call him. That's exactly what is happening to him right now. You know, he's been having ways of taking himself off the hook every time they bring this Perjury case, right from Ganifa with me and all that. He has his way. But this time around, he don't hook am for throat like big bone where be say you dey try, you no even know say the bone dey there, you just wan swallow am. The thing just hold you, say, guy, stand still, where you dey go? You have to bring me out. To say Tinubu no say e go be like this, they no born am well to come say want thief our mandate. Jesus. It shock me. As in this thing, it shock me. English said don't run. English run. Not only broken, I can't come out. Hey, Jesus. This kind of a man want to be my president. Like, I don't understand. Jeez. Have you guys watched The Gang of Lagos? In case you never watched that film, you can go watch am. They've been, as in, without certificate, without anything. You've been running things. You've been running things. I did far away Delta State many years ago. At the year of this man, Tinubu. Who is this man, Tinubu? I was forced to ask at the time, and then someone told me that he's a political godfather. Now I don't even get certificate like this. And the little ones when we say they colonize Nigerians since now the ones when if I better God go punish that man. Better God, and I go punish him. Because, like, seriously, now, this case now, it has thrown Nigeria in a very bad light. I am just grateful to God that a PO is in the scene right now. That's the only thing I'm just so grateful to God for. David Udeyi, my darling brother, God go bless you all. Better God go bless you. Like, you don't understand how grateful I am. Now, God go bless you. We weren't having a drug lord as a president. Look at what we go through when you want to go outside. Then I come when you can't get person when you get drug certified case, do perjury from woman to man as president. Oh, Bob, now we're not going to be a pint they go say because they go search your intestines come outside before they go allow you enter any country. I just thank God say in time to liberate Nigeria don't come. I'm just so grateful to God. And fellow obedience. You know, this guy has been getting away with all these things. People, I don't know if maybe people were closing their eyes to the facts before, or maybe they're just not interested. And just now, all of a sudden, our eyes are opening to these to these facts. I beg before I go yield, I won't beg una. You guys should come to our prayer space. Because these kind of things, physically alone, they do them. Spiritual must be, as in we must do everything correct. And thank God for the grace God gave to us, this obedient movement. We're doing physically, we're doing spiritually, financially, everything we're doing. The lawyers in the house will come out to, yeah, let's break this law down. Let's tell us this is what we need to do so that we don't make mistakes. That was how God brought us here. So right now, we cannot afford to relent. This case don't go court before. I think I did the yesterday. Even this so-called Festus Keyamo self don't sue this man. I mean, don't go court against this man for this very case. Today, now I can't stand for her. I beg. Let's come to our prayer spaces. And even if you don't have time to come, as you are praying your morning devotion, your afternoon, your evening, I know David may not like this one right now, but it is the truth because I believe in it and I've seen it work and it's working for us. I bet they carry this case, they put on for God hand. See that God, when he just they do this thing for us, so make it just do rich ending for us so that the world will know that indeed Nigeria is a great nation. The only problem what we get now, bad leadership. So at the time PO coming, PO and Dati, and by God's grace after PO, Dati can't enter. 16 years. The whole nation will be sanitized. And like I was told that these guys were begging to come into Nigeria before, they will start begging to come again. And our people don't have to die in Mediterranean Sea to go to countries that are not even as half as blessed as we are in this country. Fellow Nigerians, I am so grateful to God for everything he has done and the ones he's going to do. Thank you, everybody, for your voices. I see Barrister Anibehin on our space. Lord, thank you so much for coming. David, my respected darling brother. I would say senior, junior brother. My respected darling brother. God bless you
Peter, we
for
don't
you.
go spoil
And
that
yes,
thing. No
Adam,
go
thank
greet
you.
anybody.
Sizo,
Your
everybody,
respected
God
elder
bless
brother
you.
anyhow now.
You say what?
I say, Peter, we don't spoil that greeting. No go to greet anybody. My respected elder brother anyhow now. If you
No,
go
no, no, no,
collect.
no. Now who they do well?
Now
Who
I
not do
like the
well go
darling
collect?
put. Eh.
Who not do well go collect? Who do well go man? Thank you very much, everybody. Let me not hug the mic so much. I yield. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, David, I have
Bonaventure, my man.
I have somebody that want to subscribe for 2 people to the to your Substack. Please, I don't know what's the requirement. If I want to subscribe for 2 people, what do they? They're just their email address, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so all right, guys on the platform, one of our Valenzas is offering to pay for 2 people. So please, if you want to be subscribed and you're going to read, not like Saddam that they're not gonna read.
If they're not even read, say make them subscribe.
No. I want people to read. This one, somebody wants to pay for 2 people, so I want the ones that will read, not like me. Now don't be like
Saddam,
Saddam that did not read.
So
please, if you know you're going to
you
read,
need to support David.
if you know you're going to read, and you need to be you're going to read for just on the comment section, just tag my handle, Jimmy handle, Sizzle, David handle, and with the comment, please, if you can pay for it, which you don't get shame, you know my DMs. You if you pay for the money, they say you'll be the add you. $7. Please, if you know you cannot, it's for people, students that cannot afford it. Let's use students, please, that cannot afford it, please. Please, if it's just $7, it's not much, please. $7. If you're a student and you know that you want this, you want to be reading real news, please just tag us tag me on the comment section with the hashtag. You must use the hashtag Tinubu committed perjury. It's a must. I'll pick 2 people and we'll subscribe for you guys. All right, guys, more of our Vawulence, please come to my DM if you want to support David. I need someone that can just say, let me support with 10. I'll pay for 10 people. Please let us support this brother's work. He's doing, just see what he just dropped now on the Vawulence page. This is a breaking news for us. It broke on the Vawulence page. Guys, Tinubu is from Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau. Hey! Those people in Nigeria.
David, what is the significance of this passport? Just in your words or in just a few sentences, please.
The significance.
As an obedience, how do I weaponize this in my favor? Do you get where I'm coming from?
The significance is that, according to the Nigerian Constitution, for someone to be what's the word? For someone to be permitted to run for president, you cannot have any supplementary citizenship except you were born in that country. So, like if you're born in the US or in the UK and you have Nigerian citizenship, you can run for Nigerian citizenship. But if you moved to another country and you naturalized, which means you swore allegiance to another country, you're not allowed to run for president. So being that this is somebody who claims to have been born in Nigeria, for him to have this Guinean citizenship, and it's Guinea, not Guinea-Bissau, by the way, for him to have this Guinean citizenship means that he swore allegiance to Guinea, which automatically disqualifies him from being allowed to run for president.
Oh, wow.
David, please help me. Please, Jimmy, please help me do that stuff right there for Jimmy. I beg, no verse. I beg, please. Very important,
All right,
please.
no wala.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. David, I think Guinea is one of the hot spots for drugs, in Africa. Please help me if I'm wrong, please.
Which one has Conakry?
Yeah, that is Guinea.
It's Guinea now.
And this one a cocaine hub now.
A cocaine hub be for Africa now. Am I right, David? Please let me know. I don't say what I don't know.
It's one of. I wouldn't call it the cocaine hub, but it's one of. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You're getting somewhere. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. Obedient and Ikechukwu, you have this space, please. Good evening. Please try to give us submission as short as possible.
This is actually very funny. So if you Google Conakry cocaine, there's a story from April 6. Guinea seizes 1.5 tons of cocaine from ship. It's on Reuters. But anyway, that's just by the way. I'll tweet it and add it to the Jumbotron.
You sure say no be the Lagos one? Anyway, no, this man movie, no, they ever end. Thank you. Please, I'll check it out from the Jumbotron. God bless you.
All right. Good evening, my people. Emery Saddam, Sizzle. I've been here since 4 p.m. Right from work back home. I'm supposed to be sleeping, but then it is what it is, and we must move on. David, I would say a very big thank you because so far so good, and it's been good all the way. There is no bad news. The bad news we always pick up, we trash them from beginning to the end. And I think I joined this space after the election because that was a period tension was very high. I can still remember some of the days when I come back from work and my wife will be like, she's not happy. And I'll be like, what's the problem? Why is Peter B not doing anything? Why is he not saying anything? And I'll just tell her to calm down. Let's see what he will come up with. Then I came home one night and I was just smiling. I think I was on this space on my way home.
Hello.
You probably had a call. If you give him a few seconds, he doesn't come back, we'll move to another person.
I don't know. My network is disturbing.
We can hear
Hello,
you.
sir.
Go
Is
on,
it
go
your
on.
network or you had a call? We can hear you
No, I
now.
think it's my network. I don't really understand what's going on.
Go on, please. Go on. We can hear you.
Okay, so I came back home. I
You
think
were
I was on this.
driving home and you were listening to the space on your way back. Continue.
So I was on this space when I got home, and I told my wife, "Have you seen the this thing from Peter Obi to APC?" She said, "What?" And I showed her my phone. We were all happy, and ever since then, I've been steady on this space, trying to get information. And the ones I can tweet, I tweet. And sometimes I am this kind of person that when I'm less busy, I like looking for trouble. Go to where I know APC guys are, all 100%, and I'll drop something and I'll pick somebody I will argue with. Okay, so that one aside, we were having a discussion. I told her that apart from this heroin issue, another thing is perjury. We talked about it, and I told her this is a very serious issue that once it is used against this man, he's really going down. And I've been thinking, immediately P2B's petition came out, the next day he traveled. And every other thing it has been Tinubu said, Tinubu said, Tinubu said, but we are not saying the Tinubu that is saying all this saying. And the swearing in is coming in. And I keep thinking, is it that he's planning to come back a day before the swearing in? Maybe on the 24th, he will be in Nigeria. 25th, he becomes the president. And believe me, that the moment he becomes the
Brother, there's
president,
a country called Cameroon with a president called Paul Biya. And
yeah,
he's been doing this for almost 50 years.
exactly.
Don't put anything past this stupid APC. Continue, sir.
So, is this part of his plan? Now you keep hearing of he wants to make this one his SSG. The people he's planning to put in those particular areas. If you check out, these are mostly his boys from the days he was governor in Lagos State. Those are the people he's now picking to give the strategic positions in Nigeria, starting from the Senate president to every other strategic position people can hold on to. APC is going to take over and they will all be his boys. I had an argument with someone yesterday who is an APC member, and he told me something. He said, "Are you aware that Tinubu fought for Nigerian democracy?" I said, "Oh, really? I would like to hear more from you." He said, "Do you know of Nadeko?" I said, "Sorry, don't ask me that question because I'm not a child." He said, "Tinubu he is the second." I said, "Don't even tell me that one now. Go and get me a proof." Tinubu was never among the people who formed Nadeko. Rather, he joined Nadeko. And there is this story that he was, aiming to be part of Abacha's government, but when he was turned down, he joined Nadeko. We argued from today to tomorrow, and when he's getting me his screenshot, he will go to Nige.com or whatever. I told him, "Oga, let me get you some things to read if you really want to study." I'll go online, I'll get him some informations, paste it on his wall, and he'll go and get me Nige.com. I said, "Sorry. For the fact that you're getting all these your stories from Nige.com, a mushroom," that's the language I used. To me, this is a mushroom media. For that, we are done talking. Any day you decide to upgrade, come back, I'll continue with you. And today, some of the informations I've gotten from the ones I got from Hudain, I'll just take it back to him And I'll tell him, it's up to you. You can study, know more about the man that you are fighting for. Because as much as we know, all his informations are very sketchy. Is that the person that will come to be my president? Never. He won't. And I still remain with Ahmed Dati that the day you swear in Tinubu, or the man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is the day you kill democracy in Nigeria. It's not even, we are no longer kids that you tell us, all right, sit down, we sit down, stand up, we stand up. Even kids is an understatement. We are not dogs. And one of the beautiful things that happened to Nigeria during this election or before the election is the obedience. They never expected it. Nobody saw it coming. And nobody believed that after the election, that someone can stand to say this election didn't go the way it's supposed to, and I'm
Bro,
going
could
to
you
court.
round up in 30 seconds, please? Thank
Because Nigeria is a country where we can smile even at the point of hunger that is killing you. You will still be smiling because we always know life goes on, and that is it. But there is a game changer this time around, which is the obedience. I remember the day Apapa, or whatever his name is, went for an interview on channels, and they asked him a question. Do you know the obedience? Do you think the obedience are behind this your struggle? And he said, obedience are like every other Nigerian, which means he doesn't even know who the obedience are, or if they are a group of persons, whoever they are, he doesn't have that idea, which means he's a stooge coming from somewhere. Everything that.
Bro, please can you wrap up in 10 seconds, please? Thank
Oh,
you.
all right, all right, all right. Oh, sorry about that. So, for me, it's been a very great movement, and for everyone that has contributed, I really appreciate all of you. And for the guys in diaspora, just like me, I've registered. I don't know if the ID will be sent out or not, but it's time for everyone to participate. It's time for us to lend our voice. Let them know that we are not that docile anymore. We have woken up. This is our time. If they say leaders of tomorrow, no. Today, we want to be the leaders. We are no
Thank
longer
you.
waiting for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Guys, I just got a breaking news. Okay, right before I jump on the breaking news, please, I've gotten extra. Somebody's willing to pay for 5 more people. 5 more people, 5 more people for the David, for the, to be getting David article. Please, if you want it, please follow instructions. Follow instructions. Tag myself, Jimmy N6 David, and the hashtag you should use, please. Hashtag Tinubu committed, Bola Tinubu committed perjury. Hashtag Bola Tinubu committed perjury. It is very, very important to use that hashtag. If not, you're not going to be selected. Please do it on the comment sections. I was picking from the comment section. So right now, I have 7 names. I need 7 people free. I'm going to be subscribing for you. I have volunteers ready from the Vawulence space. So we need more volunteers, please. Vawulence has hit me up in the DMs. I need you guys to let us try and see if can we get $7 for a month. $7 for a month. I need let's do a target of, let me say, 50 people. We can do it on the platform. 50 people.
Bro, if no be by shame, if we meet 100, we have over 2,000 people here.
Yes. Let's when we get to 50, we'll get to another 50. Please, at least 50 people to volunteer for 50 people, just $7 per month. $7 per month. So please pick up. If you can do for 10 people, great. If you can do for 20 people, great. But please, I need 50 Valencians. You don't take. Let us show our weight here. Let us support our brother. This guy is doing an amazing work. And let me go to the breaking news. It's a very old news. You see, David, God bless you. All right, let us go jump into the news quick. October 28th, 2015. Check the date. October 28th, 2015. By Desmond Afolayan. the acclaimed national leader of the ruling All Progressive Congress, was recently in Guinea, where he was reportedly involved in influencing the outcome of the October 11 presidential election in favor of the 77-year-old incumbent president, Alpha Conde. In a statement of triumphalism by Sunday Dare, his media aide, Bola Tinubu is adulated for extending the frontiers of his illustrious political empire beyond Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not gone to South Africa, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, and the rest to influence elections. He had to choose Guinea in 2015, October 28th. I'm not going to jump into the details of this article because it's a very long read. But from what I'm seeing right now, Guinea is one of the hottest hubs for cocaine trafficking in Africa. I'm not saying A and B. If your teeth or your hands are paining you, if you cannot connect the dots, that one consign you. I've said my own. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. Lakenzo, my brother, good evening. You have the space.
Sultan Sudan, I salute to I hail you, Oga Jimmy. David, the anointed one. My brother, your reward not be for heaven, no, not for earth I go start, my brother. God will bless you. God will bless you. NCs, the prof himself. Oh boy. Unataya me. Washa. But it appears very clearly that these guys have overstretched their hands. It's very, very clear that at this point, believe me, I think the guy might be rethinking, why did I get myself into this mess? Because if everybody knows, if the typical or average Nigerian politician is neck deep in corruption. But guess what? Who is the barber of them all? Tinubu. Okay? When you talk about anything, any malice, any malfeasance, any level of infraction, anything that you can think to be not proud of among the Nigerian political elites, Tinubu is at the top right there. And I was just, listening to, because apparently when I feel like being mischievous, I go to one of them at Badu, to just go there and, listen to them, catch cruise and blue breeze up there, whatever. And of course, I was there, and it appears our good friend Sheung, the law student, was there, holding brief. And it was so funny, to be very honest with you. But my take is from observing them, I think they are very jittery. It's very clear that they are scarce stiff. And from what we are doing, from what people like David and Six, oh, by the way, please, Sultan Sudan, I beg you, I beg. I go want to know what happened to our brother Omar Castro. I never heard him for a long time, you know. I really want to know. But moving back to this whole thing about perjury, I think it's very clear. Everybody knows this guy lied. He lied his ass off, right? But the sad truth is, we're dealing in a country where people have described as, a crime scene. And let me ask, where is the president in all this mess? I thought we have a sitting president. I know he's been a sitting duck all, his presidency. But for crying out, where is he? Don't we deserve to hear Mr. Buhari? Don't we deserve to know what he's thinking? I mean, it's really mind-boggling, right? But I think we absolutely can't relent. There's absolutely no option. We don't have any other option but to keep up the steam. Because at the end of the day, we need to make sure that that trial is televised. We want it to be live. We want people to see, the rest of the world to see, okay? The kind of kangaroo conference they are holding. We want the rest of the world to see their facts, because apparently we have alternate facts. And just so people that have, that, because see, when I listen to folks like the so-called what son, Festus Kayamo. I don't know. I beg you. But when I listen to him talk, I remember Plato once said, I thought when you listen to him and you listen to Soyinka, you remember what Plato said, talking about fascism, right? And who are the fascists? Well, Plato told us fascists are those who have chosen to be the folders, right? The folders for the state. Those who are entitled to tell noble lies. Those who are entitled to tell blatant lies without shame, without remorse, with impunity. And these are men like Festu Kayamo. So please do not for once think that they don't know what they are doing. They know. FFK knows what he's doing. Come on. Do not be bamboozled by their lies or by their antics. These are men that all they know is how to eat off the crumbs of politics. Without that, they know nothing else. I mean, they might have practiced in the past, but for the past several years, this how these guys have been immersed in our so-called politics, and that is the career they have. So they are as well fighting for their stomach infrastructure, while we are fighting for the soul of our nation. So we have, different ideology. We have different views. We have different goals. We have different aspirations. But we have a more noble cause, and we have to stay the course. But before I go, I definitely want to say thank you to people like Jimmy for being relentless, for being very insightful. I want to also thank people like Lady Bolanle, Anka Dede, and the rest of the gang. I just felt like I needed to, let my voice be heard today. Thank you again, Saddam. I definitely think you should be upgraded to Sultan at this point. I'm sick and tired of hearing Emir Sudan. It should be a Sultan. But thank you, folks. God bless your noble cause and God bless us as we move on. God bless. I yield the mic.
Oh, are you done?
Yeah,
Yes,
Sadam,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
done.
Thank you,
Oh, okay.
Omo. I thought I was even speaking, so I thought I muted myself. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
All right.
All right, guys. I said let me read this stuff. I'm going to. I was even reading the article. If I didn't know, I did not want to mute my mic. Sorry, guys. Thank you. All right. I said I have to read this stuff. Let me read at least one or two paragraphs for you guys to, because I know you will not read it. And one more time, guys, if you want to be a subscriber, or we already have people that are paid already. So please, if you're a student, you cannot afford to be a paid subscriber to David's website, please reach out to us on the comment section. Just make a tweet, yes, that you want it, and you make yourself available with a tweet, and end it with the hashtag Tinubu Bola Tinubu committed perjury. It's simple. The hashtag is already up on the jumbotron. You can copy it. Bola Tinubu committed perjury. So let me jump real quick. And please, guys, Valencians, I need you guys to support right now. I need people in my DMs telling me I want to donate and support David with 10 subscription. 10 subscription that is approximately just $70. Please, I need people, please. And while we are tweeting, please put on your VPN to America. We're trending today from America. All right, let me jump into this. 2 paragraphs only for you guys to see how criminal-minded this man is. Mr. Tinubu foray into another African country to openly take sides in the highest level of their domestic politics should ordinarily be seen as the private business of a private citizen, with no risk of negatively impacting on Nigeria's foreign relations interest. It is, however, important to note that the former governor of Lagos State failed to appropriately draw the lines between acting in his own capacity and posturing that can suggest that he was covertly acting on behalf of President Buhari or the Nigerian state. To start with, Sunday Dare offered us an insight into how Bola Tinubu met his friend and brother, President Conde in May this year at a meeting during a 5-day state visit to Nigeria for President Buhari's inaugurations. He went on to provide details of how Tinubu in June 2015 visited Conakry, Guinea. In June 2015, Tinubu visited Conakry, Guinea to further assess the country's political terrain and the direction of the presidential campaigns, and how soon after Tinubu moved into Conakry personally with his election strategy and planning team to work as an integral part of the president's campaign team with barely 60 days to the elections. What this means in sum is that President Conde came to Nigeria on a state visit and returned with a machinery that helped prosecute his re-election agenda. The chest thumping by Tinubu media office necessitated disclosing that President Conde's sensitive decision not to postpone the election in which he was a candidate was as a result of the fact that Asiwaju Tinubu played a key role in advising the president to stick to the date October 11th. He reportedly provided context for the president by letting him into the experience Nigeria had during the last presidential elections. It is worth mentioning that the 7 opposition parties called for a postponement, but Tinubu told the president not to postpone the elections. So, guys, you can see that this man took his own team. What special? I have not heard Tinubu vying or helping any country or any state, any nation state in their election, presidential election, that Tinubu had to go to Guinea. My people, this is not David Hunde's article, please. This article is way back October 28, 2015. October, a cable in faraway, the title is In Faraway Guinea Conakry. Was Tinubu acting alone? October 28, 2015. Few months after Buhari ascended his throne as president. Tinubu, God have mercy. God have mercy. I'm going to tweet the link for you guys to see it. Just understand that when we do all these things on this violence space, easy for you guys to understand why we are hated. Why APC hates us is because we're going to tell people what they will never tell you guys. What Shane Okunbayole and the rest will never tell you guys. What only someone that has the guts of Rufai will come out and say is what we always say on these platforms. Tinubu is a fucking drug dealer. We are getting you traces. You can see and people say his case happened in 1993. This man, you can see that you can see he's playing active roles. And today, we can now see that he has a Guinea passport. A Guinea passport. It is well. Let's keep the conversation. Let's take a lady. Royal Laurel, you've been here for long, but your hands are not up. I don't know if you want to speak or you're just here to show us Peter B's wife's page. That's the reason why I've left you up here, because it's Madam Margaret's picture that's on your DP. Our beautiful first lady. If you're ready to speak, if not, I'll come to you. Kosi, are you there? Kosi, can you hear me? All right, let me come to you. Liberty champion, good evening. You have the space. Please, if you're up and you want to eat, we have a whole lot of requests and it is late into the night. So please, if you are not ready to speak, please don't request the mic, please. Liberty, you have the space. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Am I loud?
Yeah, you are.
Loud and clear.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Good morning from this part of the world, and good day to you wherever you are spacing from. And amiable David Udeyi, my warm regards to you. Wow, yes, my subscription came through. I'm now subscribed to you, David. Don't worry, as my paycheck increases, I will become a founding member. I'm just saving towards it, but well done. Thank you so much. I'm not going to say much. I've been chasing after you, David. Please answer this question last. Let me do my submission. I have a question for you and I'll drop it in. In fact, what can I say? It's been exciting. Saddam, I really respect you. Sizzle, well done. And Jimmy, thank you so much. You guys are in fact, I don't know why, Sophie. I just feel like throwing hugs. See me, just imagine me. I'm giving all three of you huge hugs. Thank you so much for being a brother, for being a
Liberty, are you
collaborator.
using your earpiece or something?
Okay. Is that better?
Oh, please, please,
Is that
please.
better now?
Go on, go on.
Okay, I've taken it off. So thank you so Way much. better now. Thank you.
Madam, say please, please, please.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes it works well. I'm really sorry. So as I was saying, please, I'm just adding voice to the hashtag. Please sign our petition. Guys, thank you for promoting it. Please, we need that push. David is saying, please help us put a signature tweet for us, and we know it will go wild. We're building traction. We want it to grow higher. Please sign and support. And to all those who are signing, who are pushing, who are distributing, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are really grateful. This is for everyone. Thank you. David, my question to you, I want to ask you how you felt when Uberfact took your story to the global audience in the tweet reading that it received, because I was just imagining this was first broken by David Udain. My goodness, how must he be feeling now? I don't know if you can hear me. I just want to hear how you felt about that. Thank you. And thank you for
how much of a following Uberfacts has. Um, the real drivers of policy, particularly US policy, um, con- continues to be the US traditional media. So it doesn't matter if everyone in the US has seen this story. If it hasn't appeared on the New York Times, the LA Times, CNN, Washington Post, Bellingcat, Politico, The Hill, those kinds of platforms, for whatever reason, it's not in mainstream. It's not assumed to be in mainstream political consciousness yet. But as for the validity of the story, whatever, to be honest, before I put anything out, I'm always 100% sure that it's true. Even the way I construct my stories is such that there's no room for like allegations or something. I don't publish allegations. Everything is a documented fact. So I never really need like external validation to make me feel better about my story or something. The only time I feel like I feel validated is when the story achieves something, such as when my investigation into Chinese loan sharks resulted in some of these companies getting raided and shut down, and then a probe was carried out. Or when my investigation into Amnesty International resulted in the country director of Air Nigeria getting fired. That's when I feel like the story is validated. But when like a bigger platform carries it, it's like, okay, cool. But until the actual aim has been achieved, it's just a nice to have. It's not the main target. So yes, it was nice that Uberfact, took this on, and it was also important that it got the number of eyeballs that it did. I believe it got something like 18 million views in total or something. That was also very important. However, what was more important to me was that the day after, or a few days after that, the official response from the APC and from Tinubu's lawyers to Peter Obi's petition, for the first time, officially acknowledged that this thing happened, and that was a very important milestone, because that was the first time since 1993, when this entire issue started, that Tinubu has ever been forced, for the first time, to publicly acknowledge that this thing happened. It has come up a few times. It came up in 99, I believe in 2003 as well. A few people have tried to report, Sahara reporters tried to report it in 2008. It didn't go anywhere. I think the Daily Beast, and then a little known Nigerian newspaper called, I think, was it the Eagle? I think it was. Also did try to cover it, and it just really didn't go anywhere. And the man is always able to sort of just use silence to just sort of face down this issue. Even when AIT did the documentary in 2015, he was also able to sort of use that sort of indignant silence to create the impression that, oh my God, some people went and created these horrible allegations out of nothing, and then, he sued them and they had to apologize and pay for defamation, blah, which was total bullshit. That's not what happened. But he was able to create that impression. So for the first time, like, my story and its inclusion in the well, it wasn't my story per se. It was the inclusion of that in Peter Obi's petition that for the first time forced this man to acknowledge this thing. So for me, that is a lot of progress, because that means that he can't run away from it this time. Every other time that he has managed to escape from this thing, there has been this huge wall of public ignorance that enables him to use silence to escape from it. But now that hasn't happened. Now everybody knows. And now, thanks to Uber Facts, this thing has been amplified by a factor of 10 or 15. So there's no getting away from it this time. Now he has to, or his lawyers have to explain to the world, why did you forfeit $460,000 to United States government as proceeds of drug trafficking? I mean, the question already answers itself. But I mean, for the first time, he has to come and answer that to the world, eyeball to eyeball. He can't run away from it. So I think for me, that's the main takeaway from the Uber Facts and Daily Loud and all the drama that came after that with the responses to the petition. I think that was the main takeaway from it, that for the first time, it's going to be impossible for this story to fade into silence anymore. Even some of the bigger mainstream platforms, international platforms that are aware of this story and for whatever reason have been looking for ways to avoid it, they're going to be forced to write about it now. So all your CNNs and your Washington Post, they are going to do stories about it. Some have already started preparing stories about it. It's only a matter of time now. So for me, that was the big takeaway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry, Saddam. One last request to you, David. Please, I'll drop something in your DM. We are going to need you to please, if you can, come and field and take some questions from those who have questions to ask you. I'll drop the details in your DM. Thank you. And I see you're following me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I yield the mic, Saddam. Well done again. Love you guys.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you. The love is mutual here. Thank you. All right. I've gotten another 7 people. That is approximately, I think we have close to 15 15 people. Guys, hit me up on the DM and let me know if you want to. Please, if you want people to sponsor you, do not come to my DM, please. If you want them to sponsor you, go on the comment section and write. People that should come to my DM are people that want to sponsor people, please, so that I can make this whole. Somebody I would like to pay for 2. Please, guys, if you want free subscription to David's articles, go on the comment section and use the hashtag Tinubu committed perjury. I think we're going to, on Tuesday's page, we're going to create another hashtag, Tinubu of Guinea. Tinubu of Guinea. You go try Tinubu of Guinea. What the fucking criminal is this man? Oh my goodness. All right, guys.
Bro, Saddam, I was just thinking now, to me, I think this just buttresses the fact that he has a lot of baggages and he's just an individual with so much,
Bro, this man is just fucking suck away.
Man, so I was
Bonaventure. Now they carry Bonaventure, they play, my man.
we have Mr. Effiong here. If he can come up, we should have a legal mind perspective on this. What impact is this going to make on him? Regardless, what we think. We all know he has a questionable character. Background, and he's a questionable character, by the way. But we just need to. What effect is this going to have on the case against him right now? And how much damage is it going to cause? Is it going
Good morning, team.
hit him with?
Sorry for the interruption. Please.
Who's this? Who's this?
Please, sir, if you want to speak on this platform, please raise your hand, or please do not do that next time, please. Thank you. Go on, Jimmy.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just thought we should have you know, someone like I think UC Maswell was here earlier on, and I can see Mr. Effiong here, brilliant, you know, legal mind. If any lawyer can come up and just, you know, shed more light on this effect, you know, I don't know. Do you understand what I mean, though, Saddam?
Yeah, sure, my brother, sure. But actually, I think if we don't have any, it is clearly stated. We read it up earlier on here that David also spoke about it. It is up there in our constitution. You cannot have dual citizenship. You cannot have dual citizenship and be contesting for presidency in Nigeria. You cannot, except you were born in that country. But you can, except you now come and start lying again that they gave birth to him in Guinea. You know, so there's a whole lot of discrepancies in the man's this thing that it is just opening a can of worm and seeing more and more worms, maggots coming out from the man is filled with whole sort of. It just makes the case more easier. There is no how Tinubu can escape. There is no how. Even if the devil comes to sit down on that case, you know they're possible. You know they're possible. Let's allow people speak right now. All right, let me bring in a guy, Emmanuel. Sorry, before I come to Emmanuel Gali, I think El Chemis have been here for the longest. El Chemis Caesar, you're here. Please, 3 minutes. And if you see us wave our hands, know that I should wrap up the submission, please, real quick. Thank you. El Chemis, you have the space. Go on.